Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of No Neutral. I am Brian F., and of course, I am joined by Hollywood, Rob TV. And you know, I had to put a little bit of emphasis on the Hollywood this time because my boy Rob TV was just hot off his appearance at E3.
Oh
E3?
man, Brian, don't blow my head up, bro. Don't blow my head up, man.
Don't trust me. I don't need to do that. You got that covered yourself. But that said, before we get into the show today, I just want to give a big shout out to everybody in Japan and Team No Motion and Inai for bringing No Neutral over to Japan. So thank you so much for translating and for bringing the content over to the Japanese audience. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. Appreciate it very much. But before we get into all the juicy topics today, before we get into what's going on with CPT Midwest, because I know that's very important to me and you, Rob. First, I want to talk about one of the most important matches from last week's CPT EUS, and of course, I'm talking about the losers finals match between Momi and Ryan Hart, and what a match that was.
We saw Cammy versus Sagat, and this is something that's actually near and dear to my heart because Sagat is a character that I had so much trouble with. Sagat is a character that can get a player free wins. I know. Wait. Listen. Stop. I know. If he gets on free wins at first when someone does not approach the matchup correctly. I think people hold up against Sagat so much because they're uncomfortable with him throwing those tiger shot. A big thing that I changed is I no longer really jump at Sagat. That's free damage that you're pretty much giving up. Especially if you're playing a character like Karen or like Momi here, he was using Cammy. She walks so fast. So the thing is, playing against Sagat takes a whole lot of patience, and you have to not get flustered by him throwing all of those fireballs. You can't go on tilt. And I feel like Momi, even though the match was good, it ended up going 2-2 with the Cammy versus Sagat. But I think that Momi was really aggressive with those jumps. And then at one spot, he literally, I can't believe the Street Fighter gods even let him, spoiler alert, the Street Fighter gods even let him win the set. Because at one point, he got hit with a point blank fireball, hit, and then did raw DP into CA, and it hit. That alone should have DQ'd him from the tournament, in my humble opinion, even though I love Momi. But I mean, right there, like I said, the way that he approached that with the Cammy, I disagreed with it personally to some degree, but he did find some success. Again, if you play against Sagat, take your time a bit and fight him on the ground. He's not going to do a whole lot of damage to you before V-trigger.
Right, and I brought this up with Zafrino to kind of get his view on the matchup, and he says that Sagat wins this matchup, and you could see like the frustration building in the match between Momi and Ryan here. And I like how you brought up that he was going to the air a lot. I mean, that's what Cammy naturally wants to do.
Yeah.
But Ryan Hart's anti-air game was just, it was almost like funny to watch how fast he would DP. Like, it was almost comical because she would leave the ground, and before you even got to enter the zone, we're like, oh, is it going to be a jump, an empty jump, or a regular jump, or an early dive kick, or a late dive kick? It was immediate anti-air before any of those options.
Like he had a DP button, bro. Like
it was a one-button DP, and I mean, it was almost laughable. I was like, what? Like, she leaves the ground, immediate anti-air. It was not a late anti-air. It was just like preemptive, like, oh, you left the ground, I'm going to DP this immediately. So the Ryan Hart's anti-air game was immaculate with that. And on top of that, he was also using standing heavy kick a ton, and even Effort was mentioning how Momi hates that button. It wasn't just anti-airing for him in those situations as well, because it has a pretty active hitbox out there to cover those different types of arcs from Cammy. It's also a good button to throw in neutral, both as a poke at a distance and up close if you're trying to go for like stagger strings or do some kind of like jab or something like that because of the priority system. Heavy kick was just coming out and clipping Momi all the time when he was trying to dash, trying to extend buttons, trying to walk into space. And if it hits up close with both those hits, you get a full combo conversion into chunky damage, especially Sagat hitting Cammy, a low life character. So yeah. Ryan was really controlling the pace of the rounds, and you could see that EX drill nerf really coming into play. There was definitely a handful of times where he tried to EX drill a fireball, and it was too late. When normally it's frame one. It was frame one previously, so you couldn't be too late, right? It was just if you inputted it, you were going to go through. And you definitely saw moments where the meter was spent and he just got clipped because it was too late to go through the fireball. So that forces Momi to approach a lot more on the ground or in the air, and Ryan was handling it pretty well. And on top of this, Ryan's who put Momi in losers. So going into this match, Momi is already having to think about the matchup. He lost 3-1 in winners. So he's trying to think of a different way to approach the matchup and not get, harassed with the fireball game as much, harassed with the early DPs and the heavy kick. And he did a good job, all things considered. Cammy can't have bad matchups. Apparently, this is one of them. I wasn't too sure about that until this step. So people saying Cammy can't have bad matchups. This might be one of them. And Momi was struggling. I mean, the way he got to that 2-2 moment was due to his confirms, right? He had very clutch, like low forward to drill super confirms, and very clutch moments where he would, get those like fierce punch moments to confirm into something. So the only way he was actually getting that damage to even keep this competitive was with the confirms. But then at the end, when it went down to 2-2, Momi did something that I thought he threw in the hat. I thought he threw in the towel. I thought he was done. He went to character select. He went to character select. And then when the match came back, they don't show you what's going on in character select. They just show the next round starting. I saw Nash on the screen. And I thought, when I saw that, Momi's my boy, but I literally thought that was equivalent to him pulling the plug. I had zero confidence at first. And you know what? I guess he proved me wrong, right? I don't know how you felt about that, but that was my initial gut reaction was, this is going to be bad. And that first round, it was bad. It was a wash.
Yeah, honestly, in football, they call that right there a Hail Mary. That's exactly what happened there, bro. You just brought up how amazing Reinhardt's anti-airs were against that Cammy, right? A character who has way better options, of course, in the air than a Nash, for example. She changes her trajectory. She's probably the best character in the game as far as her aerial approach, and he anti-air everything. Now, this is a very teachable moment right here. Reinhardt's anti-airs were not close to as good against Nash. And the reason is because he was confused. As far as, he clearly, I don't think there's any way to debate the fact that if that Nash pick threw him for a loop, and he did not seem as studied, as practiced in that matchup. Looking at the way that Reinhardt approached it overall, you see he did a whole lot of jumping at Momi, being extremely aggressive, and it was paying off for him to some degree. Like, Momi had to make a good comeback in round 2, if I remember correctly.
Right.
But sometimes just going and throwing that curveball is enough to get you a win. It is risky though, because the muscle memory that Momi has with, when you're in clutch situations, tight situations, it's kind of like right now, if someone threw a ball at your face or something like that, or you naturally are your body's gonna block or try to move out the way. Even if you didn't know what was coming, you're gonna try to at least, right? That's muscle memory and, just a natural thing with your subconscious mind. So ideally in clutch situations, you want to have that muscle memory, but we've seen another train of thinking there with him going with that Nash pick, man. And I think if you put that Nash versus Sagat, Momi versus Reinhardt in a 1st to 10, give me Reinhardt personally.
Right.
But
he had a strategy. Yeah, he had a 1st to 1 strategy.
Yeah, bro, the way he ended it was with dash, and whatever that move is where Nash jumps at
the tragedy assault.
The tragedy assault. He did dash, tragedy assault, bro.
But before that, I definitely agree with everything you're saying about that pick is crazy because you have to have the muscle memory. You have to be comfortable enough to do it. But when he went into that match, he had a 1st to 1 strategy. So you're right. He was down. That first round was a wash. All he did that first round was absorb the fireballs with V-Skill 1 from Nash. And I was like, okay, I see what's going on here. You're going to keep absorbing, nullifying the fireball game. And then he even tried using the V-Trigger early. He got the V-Trigger within 20 seconds, barely getting hit. He popped the V-Trigger when Sagat throws a fireball, teleport behind him. But he missed. The first one he missed, so it didn't work out. And then he just got thrown out of his pressure. It was slop, right? But you could sort of see what's going on there. The second round, this is the first one now, so he's down a round. He's down 50% life. He's about to be eliminated from the tournament. Then finally, it starts coming together, right? He gets the V-Trigger activates. He gets the punish on the fireball, and you see the strategy. You absorb the fireballs with the V-Skill. That means once you have the V-Trigger locked and loaded, any fireball that Sagat throws, you press 2 buttons, you teleport behind him, and you get a punish. And then that lets you, when he can't throw fireballs, suddenly you can throw more fireballs, and you can contest more in the fireball game. So suddenly the strategy started coming together, and yeah, it wasn't clean, it wasn't pretty, but it was a 1st to 1 strategy. And what I love about that is that you do not need to be the best with your character or a character to win. You can have
Facts.
a totally limited view of a character because this character is a tool that I use to win in this matchup. It's not my main. It's not something that I play all the time. I'm not trying to perfect every aspect of it. I'm trying to find the most efficient route to victory. Here's the problem I'm trying to solve. Here's a tool. Let me use exactly the tools I need to win. And that's what Momi did. Because
Are you saying that characters are functions?
Oh well, listen. Let's not maybe go there. Maybe Momi loves Nash personality. You know, maybe they share some common interest there. Maybe there's some of that connection on a deeper level. But yeah, that said, he wasn't using all the Nash specialty. It wasn't like watching Ronaldinho in Brazil using Nash. Like that guy was a Nash specialist, right? Momi had Nash as a character in his pocket to win this matchup. And once he got over, like, you know, the wobbles there, once you're kind of getting your bearings together for that match, he showed that the strategy worked, and he could have ended it in cleaner fashion. I don't know if you saw that the last round. He threw a Sonic Boom, and Ryan had neutral jumped and landed on it. He could have, like, supered and closed it out right then. But that's like a Nash specialist thing, to be ready in that clutch moment. So instead, like you mentioned, he got that knockdown, did double dash, point blank tragedy assault, which is the Hail Mary. Like what it does is it beats throw tech basically, right? But it
probably
blocked,
backdash.
or throw tech and backdash, maybe jump away, like anything. It might be a button
It's like,
too, but
it's like Kieran's medium Rasenha.
It's a high risk option which beats the opponent when they don't block. That's what it is, right? So if Reinhardt had blocked, he might have lost the whole tournament right then and there. But he knew to go for it because he knew Reinhardt was uncomfortable and wasn't going to block, and then he pulled out that win. And all props to Momi in that situation. I countered him out. I thought he rage quit. I seriously thought it was a rage quit. When I saw a Cammy player go to Nash,
you said doo-doo.
that was what my mind said verbatim. So he proved me wrong, and shout out to Momi for showing that he's not just a Cammy player, he's a Street Fighter V player and a tournament competitor. But that said, you know, these two players, I would say they're at kind of like equal skill level, right? Like Reinhardt, Momi. Reinhardt's kind of an OG, a legend of the scene, one of the best fighting game players, period, of all time. Momi, one of the strongest in Europe for a while now. And I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them won that set. But sometimes we have these things called upsets in brackets. And you know why they're called upsets? Because the better player didn't win. Because sometimes the better player doesn't always win.
But does it mean so the question would be, does the better player always win? And you know what? But what about on the day? Like we all know upsets happen, but I think there's another line of thinking. I remember me and Rushdown were debating with Burkish about this to the core. Like Burkish, I love you, man. I just hate your opinion on this topic so much. Like the way Burkish feels is that if someone beats you that day, even if you'll beat them 9 times out of 10, they were better than you on that day. To me, it's true that it's possible for that to happen, for you to just outplay someone and beat a better player on that day. But sometimes you can play what I would consider, bro, some people are going to try to kill me over this stuff, bro. Some people who love to random play and they feel like the pro players are always trying to downplay when they lose and stuff. But if you play a strategy that's very... that can lead to consistent long-term wins, right? You make decisions, like let's say someone goes for every time they have meter, they wake up with DP every single time for the whole match, and it hits every time, or whatever, for example. Of course, this is an extreme example, it's hyperbole, like why don't you just start blocking then, or XYZ. But if that gets you to win in these situations, right, that does not mean that it's gonna get you to win over the course of even 2 tournaments or even a few rounds in a tournament, let alone an entire Pro Tour or NLBC series or things of that nature. And that's something that a lot of people don't seem to understand. And you generally speaking should have some type of a reasoning behind the options that you're doing, not for someone else. Listen, you should have reasoning not so that you can please someone else, because no matter what your reason it is, some people are going to be salty, people are going to downplay your win, people are going to make excuses, forget about them. You don't need to say what your reason is. For yourself, you need to understand why you're doing things so that you can replicate it the next time you play this person or the next time you play against this character. But a lot of times people are doing things and they are winning or losing and don't know why they're winning or losing down to a T, and that's why we have so much inconsistency with some players.
Right. I like that you mentioned repeatable success, because you as a player, it's kind of like you're always revising on yourself, right? And if you don't understand the feedback from your wins and losses, there's no way for you to move forward. So that's very true. Like people want repeatable success, and sometimes the better player just doesn't win, and it sounds like a scrub quote, I'm going to be honest, and people are going to take it that way, but you got to really hear it out, because sometimes that stuff happens. I mean, like I said, I open it up, upsets happen. Like sometimes I've beaten players in bracket that I would not consider myself better than, but you can definitely beat players who are better than you. That's just a fact, right? Like, I think as a competitive player, when you bring up the Burkish example, saying, even if you beat them 9 times out of 10, they're better on that day. I feel like that's more of the competitive mindset that you have to be able to accept your losses, right? Yeah. It's if you remove yourself from the situation and you're like, if you're being an analyst or a commentator, you can approach it differently. But as a competitor, I think it's a really healthy mindset to have, so you don't lose your mind when that guy that you always beats you that day, because maybe you made these mistakes, and you got to address those mistakes. Overall, you might be a more skilled and consistent player, but that doesn't mean you're immune to making mistakes or immune to losing, and that doesn't downplay the person's success for beating you in that matchup. But I mean, it happens all the time. Sometimes the player makes an upset and they immediately lose to right after, and then the player who they beat goes through losers and wins the tournament. How many times I've beaten Punk twice in tournament, once online, once in person. Does that make me better than Punk? Hell no. He's beaten me at least 400 times. Okay, maybe I should use this logic and say I must have been the better player than Punk, right? But here's the other stat. Those 2 times I beat Punk in tournament, he won the tournament.
Man, bro. And
each time I put him in losers, he's won the tournament or eliminated me in losers soon after, right? So maybe I got that one set, but what does that mean in the long run? Sure, I'm proud that I got that one set, right? But I need to be able to repeat it. It doesn't matter if you win right then. That doesn't make you the better player, and that happens more often than people want to admit.
Sometimes people get negative feedback, or how do I put it? False feedback. I don't know what the exact term for it would be, off of beating someone. You just made all the right reads, which is that's like if I play poker, I can play horribly by the numbers, and there can be a bad run. Someone can get a bad run, and I just get very lucky on the cards that come out on the flop and the river and the turn and all that, right? But the reason why Phil Ivey is who he is at the poker table, and I'm who I am, is because even if I get lucky this one time over the course of a few poker matches or tournaments, I'm going to be dead broke and owing money for the loan I took out or something like that, where Phil Ivey over the long run is going to make a whole lot of money. So just like Phil Ivey's trying to win those poker tournaments, we're trying to win Street Fighter tournaments. So you got to look at the long term, man. Be as objective as possible. I heard about that from the best chess players in the world, from my study and everything. Objectivity is one of the most important things when it comes to them studying their matches. Sometimes there's a match where I lost, and I'm more proud of the way that I played, not because of who I'm playing against, but because of how I played. And I know that's going to lead to me having more wins than when I won and I'm like, yo, that was trash. I just did crouch medium kick, command dash accidentally 3 times, but this person didn't check it and I counter hit them. But there's going to be players who do check it, so that's not good play.
100%, yeah. Like if your strategy is relying on someone being unfamiliar with your technique or your character, like that's not a good win. Like and that's something that I try to remind myself as well, because if you want, the characters I play, they can go nutty, and I can beat a lot of people playing Balrog and going ham. But am I going to learn anything from that? Because this wide pool of players doesn't understand the match with my character, and they're just letting me get away with stuff. Versus when I go to a higher tier player or just run into somebody who knows the matchup, suddenly all those tactics fall apart, and I have nothing left to fall back on, because I put all my eggs in this one basket of essentially high risk, high reward techniques, gimmicks, things of that nature, which rely on people not understanding what's going on. So if I beat somebody like that, there's a skill and a talent to recognize when you should use those things.
Exactly. So
to
we're not
win.
saying never use wild play.
Of course. If I go up against a Japanese player, I'm so much more likely to do something fake with Rock. Fake as in the frame data doesn't add up and they can potentially interrupt it, because I feel like generally historically they had less experience with the character, and I can just rip wins from people's hands because they don't know the matchup. An American player who's played against me frequently, they go, oh, I just mash my jab here and it beats whatever you do, right? But if I go up against a player who I say I don't think they're going to have experience in this, I'm going to be much more likely to employ those. So that's not me saying like never use these techniques, but as long as you have a reason to use them and it's not the only thing you can use and you have other ways to play, then yeah, bust those out. But that's a great talent to have, because you are going to play as a competitor against people who are better than you. Unless you're number one, and not many people are, by definition, they're going to be playing people who are better than you. And there is a talent to beat them. You can beat players who are better than you.
You don't want to just sit down and say, oh, you can't be like, oh, they're better than me, so put the controller down. We're not telling you to do that. Do what you need to do to win. But just try to know why you're doing that, so that specific thing, you know. But in the end of the day, no, the better player does not always win. Just like, for example, in CPT Midwest, there's always a possibility for Big Hollywood to lose, even though he's likely the best player in the entire tournament, right, Brian?
Yeah. Keep going. Go ahead.
Anyway, something that's on my mind, bro. I want to say that Zach in the Box made this term up, right? Mid-best. It might not have been. I know that he actually started like a clothing company for it and stuff like that, which, of course, shout out to Mid-Best Clothing and everything. But that's a nickname that we've all adopted for our region. Is Midwest really mid-best, Brian? Are we, to me, mid-best doesn't necessarily mean that we are the best region. But I'm down to compare it to the other two United States regions. Or three if you consider the South.
Right. I think the Midwest has always had a chip on their shoulder. So I'm originally from Florida. South Florida is my scene originally. So I moved to the Midwest in 2016. So I'm kind of like a new member of Team Midbest, but that's where I've been playing Street Fighter V this whole time and came in as an outsider to terrorize the tournaments before they had to accept me as one of their own once they started winning too much, right? But that said, back in the Street Fighter 4 era, and maybe the OGs can tell about the history before then, the Midwest wasn't really a region almost. It wasn't represented because we had the weeklies of WNF and LBC. They've been around for a long time now. There's tons and tons of high-level weekly footage to really build up those regions, put the players' names on the map, and then show where the talent is. And also they had a bunch of major events, especially West Coast had tons and tons of awesome major events. So players from those regions were, had an easy way to get to events that were more accessible to them. And Midwest, they had UFGT before Combo Breaker, but that was about it. There wasn't as many premier Seasons Beatings was around as well, but it wasn't as many premier events. Premiers weren't a thing in the CPT sense back then.
But that sort of thing, though.
Right. So as someone from the outside looking in at that time, I didn't know too much of the Midwest talent. I didn't know beyond like the top 1%, which I think was maybe like Wolfkrone.
I don't know. When players did do well for the Midwest in the past, like before this recent mid-best push that we all have all,
they were an individual.
Together. Yes, exactly. It wasn't like these people were winning and people looked at them as like, oh yeah, the Midwest, we got to look out for them. Now, as a whole, we are more of a force. Like you said, right now in Street Fighter, we got Brian F, bro. We got Rob TV, Dual Kevin, Joey, Chakotay. There's plenty of players. But as far as comparison, I think that's an interesting thing to bring up here. As far as actual comparing like our talent in Street Fighter, I think right now, actually, Brian, that the Midwest has crept up to possibly being the second strongest region.
Second strongest? Ooh.
It's not, and trust me, guys, I'm not saying that you can't convince me otherwise, because West Coast is nice too. So it's not an easy.
So you're saying East Coast is easy number one, though?
East Coast is number one by a billion. It's not even close. Like East Coast, bro, come on, man. They got.
Well, it's also like it's a bigger region. If you go all the way down to Florida too.
You're right.
So
that's a big region.
There's a bit of geography here that we gotta kind of account for. But yeah, I think what has changed more than anything, I think, is the depth of players. So we mentioned before how like back in the day it was more like individual representatives. I think the average level of the Midwest player has risen so much. And I think especially since, it was first like Cool Kid with his Evo run, I think, and also some of us showing up at more CPT events, Joey bursting onto the scene, having deep runs and events, was kind of putting Midwest on the spot. And then Dual Kevin, of course, doing work at not just Street Fighter but Marvel as well for a long time. And I think events like Street Fighter League also helped highlight these players a bunch more. But I think it's been in 2020, I think NLBC has helped Midwest also grow a bunch. That top 8 at NLBC it's Midwest a lot of the time.
We be in there. Yeah. A player we didn't even bring up yet, by the way. I just want to make sure we give him some love. Just a kid. We didn't even bring up our little bro on the segment yesterday.
Of course. Yeah, Milwaukee's own. I found him at the local. He was just spamming dive kick with Rashid. He didn't know how to anti-air. Didn't know how to do anything else besides jump dive kick. And he's come a long way since then. A warlord, just a kid, putting in work, getting some big CPT wins here and there. So basically, I just think Midwest has been growing in terms of strength for a long time now. And just like the scene's notoriety. Because I really do feel like the region just wasn't known. It just didn't have that exposure down to like that level of who are the weekly players who are really grinding and putting the scene on their backs. So you didn't really get that exposure. So I do want to give a big shout out to NLBC for doing that. But NLBC top 8 any week you look at.
Where are you ranking us though, bro? Like now, again, bro, like everybody's so soft and everything, bro. I'm just giving my opinion, okay? I think that Midwest might be number 2 right now. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about with active players. I'm not including any inactive players, and we know what I mean by inactive. Players that are regularly entering tournaments throughout this last year, so on and so forth. I mean, if you put a 5v5,
so you're basically saying Midwest versus West Coast right now. That's who you're putting.
Because the East Coast is number 1. East Coast is number 1.
Well, we need someone. I think we have a lot. I just feel like I don't know. West Coast is good, man. West Coast is good.
Nephew and Samurai. Out of the active players, that's the top 2 active players over there. Right.
Yeah, but I also feel like the West Coast has grown as well in terms of their depth of players.
I feel like the East Mario.
Coast, yeah. I feel like in 2019 and beyond, I feel like the depth of their player pool has grown a lot. I mean, we also have our Midwest transplantees. We have Mira and Eli over there as well doing mad work.
Yeah, so, shout out to Mira, Eli.
Maybe if we take them back, can we take them back and then do West Coast versus Midwest? Maybe then, I don't know. But we had to have someone take out Nephew.
It's close. It's close now though, and that's something that whatever side you land on, it's not what it used to be. Before there was a clear difference there, whereas now I feel like we've come up tremendously. But overall, just so that people know, mid-best, it never really was meant, in my opinion, the way I interpret it, it never really was meant as like we are better than every other region or nothing like that. It's more so like a battle cry. It's just something about it. It signifies our pride and our grind and things of that nature. Any of that sort of thing, and whoever ends up winning this tournament in this top 8, that's mid-best energy. And that's why this is one of the rare times where whatever happens in the tournament, whoever wins, I think that even if there is some salt, we all are going to be happy to some degree and feel like a piece of us is, going to be going into Capcom Cup to represent us, bro. So I'm extremely excited to see in this CPT Midwest top 8 the essence of mid-best.
Can't start the show without the star.
The main event!
Fight!
Light it up. What a power to the earth! See what I'm really made of.
Pleased to meet you.
The honor was mine. I'll settle this. I'm shaking here. Bow down before my psycho power. off to Mondale.
These matches are going to be even more ridiculous.
If you know anything about Street Fighter, you do not doubt the GOAT.
My man is always getting go. You thought I was playing? Oh, you're hella dead.
The main event.
Help me out, Nadeshko.
And look how much it means to him.
Wow! It's not over. Are you serious? My man is reading right now. My man is reading.
Welcome to the Midwest, no, Mid-Best Top 8 action out here, Street Fighter style. You know what it is. It's about to be that time. My name is St. Cole. I'm joined with Ultra David to take you through the top spot for the first one on the dot for the Midwest style. How you feeling, my dog?
I'm looking forward to this, and I'm rooting for everybody in the Midwest, even though you have to get by calling yourself the Mid-Best. I've always felt this is so sad. It's the middle of the best. Come up with something better from the best coast, please. But the players here are very good. We saw a bunch of it yesterday. Yes, let's go into the bracket. This is what we have for you today. Justa starting it out versus Equinox Brian F. Rob TV versus Dap Vip on the other side. Very interesting potential there. A couple of even very interesting things to talk about in those matches right there. Then on loser's side, Joey versus Syndicate _87 and Kendricks versus Brutus to round it out. What do you think about these matches?
I think I'm super excited. Remember, everybody, it's a first of 3 all the way through. Longer sets, more play, more things to suss out. We already just went through the top 16 yesterday. It was fantastic. Saw a lot of new faces, a lot of new people coming through, and some obviously old favorites that you have seen right here in this top 8 spot. But, you know, watching the streams, watching all the different players, you know, even before they got to the top 16, was an absolute treat. You know, seeing what the progression is. You know, there's Stack Bradford, who's like a V Trigger 2, V Skill 2, Akuma. You know, we got some, you know, Safe, you know, who and Dual Kevin, people who didn't make it in the top 8, but they're still strong competitors. A lot of variety, a lot of style, a lot of that strength out here. And the great thing is, again, as I said before, that we have this CPT to show you all what we can do out here in the Midwest, what we can do, all these regions that are included out in this area. And when you give people the chance to come out here and work, they're going to work. And they're going to take this energy, even if they don't win, to say, you know what? Maybe next time I can do it. Maybe next time I should try a little bit harder, and even these locals. Maybe I should grind a little bit more, because it's possible. If I see Rob TV and Brian F up in the top spot, that could be me. That could be me.
Yeah, and the Midwest has been strong for a really long time in a bunch of different games. Even going all the way back to Street Fighter II, they had some of the very strongest early SF2 scenes in North America. Historically, they had some of the biggest majors, still do, of course, have some of the biggest majors in fighting games, all the way from Texas, because that's part of this region for CPT today, all the way up to Ontario. That whole list of players in there, lots of top 8 EVO players, some EVO champions in that. Again, a host of different games all throughout the FGC. So this is a region that has a long story, that has had a lot of champions in the past. In NA, oftentimes we break it down to East versus West. And obviously, I know. I mean, I'm saying we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be doing that. I'm really happy that there is this category of Midwest this time, so that we really do get to see in Street Fighter V that scene. It's well worth it.
Yeah, shout out to Capcom again for giving the chance for this to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, splitting things off, that means we were definitely going to get somebody from these regions into the Capcom Cup final. And we're going to find out today. Today's the day. And you know what? Let's start off with a hot one. Brian F versus Just a Kid. It's going to be, you know, it's Father's Day. Let's see if somebody gets sunned out here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what they're saying. Time to face the man, my father, who got me into Street Fighter V. What a way to go out or win. Either way, this is going to be brutal. This is going to be, you know, some family battles right here.
This storyline is awesome. Also, I got to say, nice high school pick. Look at that. Look at that. The yearbook.
Yeah. You got it from the yearbook. Is that what his yearbook quote is? Maybe.
Oh, God. And then on the other side, of course, is Brian F. And he says, congrats to Just My Son for making it to a CPT top 8. Forgive me now for what I must do on this Father's Day. Oh, no.
He's got to show his son how it do out here. You know, sometimes, the kids think they nice. They think they're nice. But you hop up on the sticks, you remind them who is the champ. You remind them who is the alpha male in the family. We're going to see who's going to take it between the two. Brian F. versus Just a Kid. This is going to be one of those matchups where I feel like there's a lot to prove for Just a Kid in this winner side of things. Typically, when we see in tournaments, it's Brian F. coming out the victor. But now things are different. This is CPT. This is beyond the local. This is now to get that final spot, or that one spot, I should say, on the dot for the Midwest. Oh, he's showing up with the Rashid.
With the Rashid.
With the Rashid? Oh, is this ready? Just a Kid, are you ready for this?
It's funny. We were talking earlier about how highly he thinks of Jury. But yeah, it's Rashid to start off top 8 now of the mid-best.
All right.
Number 1. And
he's been working with this character for a while, and he's been going back and forth, really putting the time into it. Is this enough? Brian F. is the type of dude that definitely has played, dual Kevin and many other Rashid players, has a game plan, but Just a Kid, he's built different.
Well, so far, Brian F. is doing very much what he wants to do. Trigger active. Justa would love to get the corner in this kind of situation. Brian F. with plus frames, and okay, takes a turn.
Anti right there. There's a tech right there. B trigger too. I like that usage. You're going to get more of these cinches and more damage to get things going, but it's winding down.
Well, he definitely did some of what he needed to do there, but we're right back to the situation where Brian F. has control. Where he's pressing. Oh, okay, comes off. Even still, though, Brian F. with the wall.
Wall of fists. A flurry of punches, David. A flurry of punches. And just like that, Brian F. with the first one.
It was really about that wall, I think, for a lot of this right here. He was putting a dash punch and then spacing trap or staying safe. With punishing here as well.
You can't be singing out that button. That's Rashid 101, baby. Come on.
Yesterday, Brian F. said that if the opponent back rolls every time he wins, just to not giving into that.
Nice quick rise right there. Staying solid. Back to mid-screen. Got to push him into the corner. You got to make your money there. Push him into the corner, and this will definitely help. Off the B skill. Gets the Eagle Spike. All right.
Brian F.'s defense spending 2 bars on this into anything now. Oh, what a whip punishes Justin now.
Setting up shop.
Brian F's dangerous, though. Check out those resources. He's not going to get a chance to use them. It's Justa taking the round.
Okay, Justa. Looking a little bit better with this Rashid. Start to get the feel of the character. And when you haven't played the character as long as maybe, your jury and stuff like that, it looks from the outside like, oh, this might not be the right pick, but he's definitely done the homework.
Yeah, even in this slow play now, even in this neutral game, it's been Justa more and more. Okay. Said Brian F. Still, of course, ready. They're looking for something big instead of Justa.
It's a heavy mixer right there. That's a finisher. The side switch. There's a throw as well. Justa kind of implementing some of the game plan from his other father. Not the right punish.
All the way? Look at that. What a penalty. What a price to pay. However, Justa's in. He's looking for the corner.
With a lot of bar, too. He might be able to get super in the situation.
I love it from Brian.
Using the EX to get out.
Brian looking for that opportunity. Not giving into the urge to go in too fast.
Plus frames. Brian F. sitting on that B trigger. He needs EX to make it work. Activation.
The jump after such patience.
Come call from the corner.
Oh, Brian. He still has the life lead, though. 24 on the clock.
EX. Nice fadeaway. Brian F. in play right here. The first one for Brian F. But I'll tell you, that was looking mad dicey for him. A few drops on both sides, but Brian F. comes out the victor. But then again, if I look at that Rashid, it's hard to mock you, Justa. Yeah. It's hard to mock you. That Rashid, you've been doing your homework.
Yeah.
You go home, you do your calculus, your math, you got it. But if I'm just a kid, I don't know. I think I might stick with the Rashid. I think the Rashid.
I wouldn't be surprised if he sticks with the Rashid. I do like a lot. Yeah. Okay.
Hear the music.
Yeah.
Keep it spinning.
Oh, he hadn't stuck a button out at that timing yet, so he's really doing a good job at mixing up button timings. changing up the looks that Brian has to deal with.
It's a lot of corner carry, a lot of great life, and runs right in the crouch and kick in the Eagle spike, but the EX connects back to, oh, in the overhead, blessing the dome in the 8 even Sunday. Oh, wait, it is. B shift away.
Looking for activation. This is where Justin is! He's in here now. Brian just out of there. It's going to make his comeback a little bit tougher, but wanted to escape.
Crush follow up. That's the final hit to do it. Brian not able to activate the situations using V-bar to get the pressure off, but we're not seeing too much offense. We're seeing a lot of defense, but not enough swings. Needs to be fist to face to put him in his place. B-Skill takes him to the corner.
It's Justin now. Oh, yeah!
Ooh.
He's making it happen. Working on that stun bar as well. Brian's in big trouble. This is hit or grab for stun. Oh, okay, yep. As soon as he saw the forward medium, he's out of there. Again, he's out of there.
That Fierce has been doing so much work. Setting up shop with other buttons. Checks the -4, but not a lot off that. Nice, take back your turn. It's yours. Just to get in prime position. And look at this lane play that he's exemplifying. I feel like this is from one of his other dads, Dual Kevin. You know, he went to his house, he stayed the weekend, he's like, this is what I do with Rashid? All right. Thanks, Dad. Back throw, though.
Yeah, finally Brian's got the corner. Oh, he saw the reaction. And Brian's in big trouble now. Not only not much life, but not much V-meter either, and he's not going to get the full thing.
A good crushing light kick will do it. And, you know, setting up shot with this character, real easy to do. The wall of buttons coming through from Just a Kid. At any point, it's a one-touch situation. Brian have to be super careful here.
Even Chip. Even Chip is a big deal right now. Brian. Oh, that's probably what he was setting up for. Brian's there. Brian's there. Again, he blows it up. Brian's so aware right now. That is Justin trying to get a chip kill. He may not get the chance.
Switch out the reversal. We out of there, but the chase down. The hot pursuit coming this summer. Rated R. Just a Kid, you're too young. You're too young to come through the movie, baby.
That specific knowledge right there was so important for Brian. Wow, I'm really impressed. I mean, I know he's fantastic, but jeez.
Ooh, he's technical, surgical. He's operating all over Just a Kid right here.
At least going to get out of the corner. Man, what a comeback. Oh, my God. I'm still thinking about the last round. Here we are, 30 seconds into the next one.
You take that momentum with you, too. If you're Just a Kid, next game, next round, you just keep it rolling, keep it moving. But Brian F., you take that fire, say, hey, I can do this. I can make this work and put myself on game point. Anti right there.
The fact that Justice feels like he needs to jump now is maybe not a great sign.
That's kind of the wheelhouse that he used to be, bad about, was jumping too much. And he's kind of resorting to that because he feels uncomfortable. When you don't play a character that much, you kind of resort to these things that you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, I do feel that you can feel the uncomfort. Yeah, look at this. Brian F., by contrast, even though he was way down in that round, he never felt like he was out of it. He was keeping his eye on the ball. He knew that he had the interruption there, and he was ready for it. And even in that last round, he was ready. He was moving around. He was picking the spots, back dashing, forward dashing, wherever he wanted to do, wherever he wanted to be. And it felt as things went on that just with that jump, for example, just kind of gave in. Okay, I'm not sure what to do about you controlling this range right here. I have to jump, but that's exactly, obviously, what Brian wants.
Exactly. And again, they know each other. They play each other so much. That's a tendency that he knows about Just a Kid, and it's playing to his hands. Just a Kid, it's ride or die with the Rashid. This is game point Brian F. with the punish on the B skill.
Dude, I mean, Brian is pressing all these buttons, moving in, dash punching in sometimes, but sometimes just dashing. Yeah, there you go.
Switching up that, that area where that -4 becomes a problem, switching out and then out, and then dash in, empty, like just doing it emptily. That's a word. Oh no, EX though, B skill, backs away. Activation. What a return we're seeing on momentum. Like, look at how much Brian F has done, and then now he gets to play that lame style.
Ooh, it's a lucky timing for Justin. He's got to capitalize. This has got to be big pressure here. Brian, again, just on reactions, his defense has been unparalleled. V reversals out of those situations. He's jumped over the normal whirlwind as well.
Staying solid. Against V-Trigger, that's so important in this game. Just being able to avoid these bad situations. And even this corner play right here, it feels like Brian F has to read. No conversion right there. V-reversal, we out. Back to mid-screen.
Justin maybe looking to activate. Oh! Instead. Not... trying to hit confirm it out. Brian can get anything, and then after the little button up close, it's the grab. Man, Brian is really in control. It's match point now for him to get in the winners finals. The jump of a start, I'm telling you, just feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where you just see they start breaking down their old habits, their old game plans, and they don't work out. Brian F with that max range punish on the crouching medium punch. Back throw, though. Justkid has to make the return over his seat right here. Has a lot of bar to do it. You got the butter. Let me see you cook, brother.
It's very, very reactive defense right here by Brian, and he's out of it because he's been reacting properly almost every time. And he knows that he's about to get triggered if he blocks just a couple more things. He was over there to confirm he didn't get it. The buffer really is what I should say is what he was looking for there, and instead he didn't think Justin would block in time.
Beauty fireball, the throw. Just taking advantage of the situation. But Brian F never out of it. He knows that he's never out of it. He never plays like that. The check on the dash. Just a kid. Good reactions. Them young man reactions right there. I ain't got those, but he does.
Maybe Brian thinking that he had more control than he actually did. This could be just waking up a bit.
All right, let me see it.
Nothing from Brian. Yeah, stabs in there. The moment's right, and keep an eye on where he dashes too. It's not always to be right up close. It's to be also sometimes within whiff punishing range.
Crush, follow up with the upper EX. Good sequence for Sun. Building, activation. Let's try to get that away. Skid has a lot of bar, you know, for Rashid. He can really make some money here with the V-trigger. If you find those hits to do it, just using that for the escape.
Oh, man, Brian making Justa give up these options here. It's so important. Okay, Justa. Again,
Jumps
just on
out.
reaction.
He
On
sees
reaction.
it. In the enter it there. Oh, Brian F. Brian, somebody's having fun. Somebody's having fun. It's Father's Day. Somebody's having fun. I see you. I see you. Brian F. with the technicalness that he would say before, showcasing that play. And we even saw at some point where Justkid went for an anti right there. He jumped outside the range to get the punish on it. That is just a sign. Hey, I've been playing my character a lot. Justkid riding or dying with, and well, actually just dying with, the Rashid pick.
Yeah.
You know, I see the potential of it, but in this top 8 in a winner's side, maybe your better option might have been to be with that character that you've been playing for longer. These situations where you can, if you resort to being uncomfortable, you know, you have more room to breathe. You know what I'm saying? You know what more to do, but just gets not out of this just yet. That was only winner's side. He'll be down the loser's side to wait his opponent. And Brian F. moving on for a potential Rob TV Brian F. no nooch battle. But before we get to that, we got to see who wins because that bit might stand in his way.
Yeah, totally. That Vip's been a strong player a long time throughout a bunch of different games. He's been one of the real stalwarts of the Georgia scene for a long time. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, he's been in the scene for a long time. I can think back to Marvel 3 when he was doing big work. I mean, he's been legit, and so for him to come into this. We'll see what they have to say. Just run the quotes. I'm trying to set this thing up. Just run the quotes.
Get him in there.
Just let's do it. Here, this is the guy who I want to talk about, DapFip. I'm just happy to be here. I'm going to play my best no matter what.
Look at that smile. Look at him cheesing.
Kansas City, my bad. It's Kansas.
City?
I'm talking about.
Look at this dude. He's just happy to be here. But let's see what his opponent has to say. Hollywood,
right.
Rob TV.
All right.
I speak for myself and the entire chat when I ask, who the hell is DapFip? Who the hell is DapFip? Rob TV, excuse me? Pardon me? You okay, bro? You better win. You talked some mad mess and you backed it up yesterday. You did good. But you better win. You talking some mad mess, you're going to find out. DapFip says, you're going to find out. And we saw how DapFip does operate, right? When things are going low, he doesn't feel like he's out of it. He's a Marvel player. Like, he's been here before. Oh, cool. I only have a pixel of health. I can still play. Until you knock me out, I'm still running it.
That Dante X23 Iron Man team, it's all about getting control and then ending it in the cheapest way possible, which I've always appreciated.
Hey, look at what character he's playing.
That's what I'm bringing up, baby.
Well, the
Yep,
cheapest
he's
ones
coming
in the
in
game.
here with Cammy. That's right. Now, that team overall is not like a top-tier team necessarily, but it does have that aspect of it. And his movement's always been great with this character. I feel like he's one of the people who I first saw doing work with V-Skill 2, for example.
Right. Can I put that on the map? And now look at how important it is to check people's pressure. If it's, they try to strike at a certain range after some, their template of buttons, you get a full crush counter. But if you get a crush, Rob TV with the first one, getting it done. Full corner push with the EXDP. We busting out, baby.
Well, here's Rob. Now, obviously, this is where he wants to be. With his fantastic reactions, he's never going to let a hit confirm go. If there's damage to be gotten, he's going to get it.
The back throw for the finish. Rob TV taking the first match. Just like that. Karen's always been able to play the ground game against, Cammy.
Oh, yeah.
Walk speed's great. Her buttons are real great in checking that walk back approach, the crouching medium kick, in so many conversions, lead to so much damage. Oh, but speaking of damage, off the Fierce.
Yeah, again, the reactions are there. Okay. Now, keep in mind, yesterday we saw DatFip whiff punishing with drill, so
Yes.
this man's reactions are legit also.
Yeah, no lies on that. We have to see
Oh,
a
he
button.
thought he saw it!
Gotta have the hit confirms. Running it raw right there. Rob TV with the Tartar. EX. Oh, and the B skill to get it done. Oh, no. That's the first one.
What can you say? I mean, Rob very much in control through a lot of that. Now, in part due to the error of DatVip, right? With
That's
that
true.
Fierce that he thought he saw, that he thought he had confirmed. Maybe he was just buffering it in instead. Either
Just
way,
drills
it
it
didn't
out.
work out. That's a bummer. But other than that, yeah, the neutral, a lot of it controlled by Rob. He got pressure consistently. Again, he never misses the opportunity to deal damage.
That's true. Calculating and commiserating on how he wants to commit to these hits. Rob TV with the first one, staying strong, runs it raw right there again. I feel like he's just committed. Even if these hits don't work, he's like, hey, I'm just going to run it. And look at where it's leading to. Full corner conversion, full damage. You got to wonder if my man running it raw right there as an anti-throw decision, that's a Rob TV. The Rasen Raw is a Rob TV. And dang. He is playing like this dude is just, like it's just ranked.
Can we
Like,
talk
it's
about
just
how
ranked.
exact he was in terms of how close that was to stunning or not stunning? Like, that was at the pixel that it stunned. But he knew.
Yeah. I feel like that, I mean, you don't usually see this from the Cammy player, where they're not able to press buttons, where they're not able to press. You usually see them going for the throws and things like that. There's a crouch kick EX, we out of the corner, but the V-shift lets them stay solid for a little bit longer.
So much of this has been Rob moving forward, and you can see the threat constantly that he's giving, because any of those are going to be into big damage, and DatFip knows that, so he backs up. But that means that he's not getting his own chances. And he knows that, so you see him moving in.
So that we saw yesterday, we start to make that comeback, like it's looking bad, but he starts finding ways. He'll find a way. Ooh, the meaty dive kick, no thinking, into super. DatFip just undoing it.
Look, once he felt like he needed to actually move forward, he had the resources for it. He did make it happen. I would say Rob, in trying to challenge the one V-trigger dive kick, may be a mistake. Other than that, he's playing almost perfectly, though.
Yeah. DatFip waking up, thinking he could do this. He's remembering his name. Got to put some respect on. He's definitely hit some top 8s himself in terms of Street Fighter V tournaments in the recent past months. He can do it.
Totally.
He's in the winner's side for a reason.
Yeah, man. There it is. Ah, okay, Rob. Tired of it.
With the stagger step on the normals, catching DatFip from coming through. Oh, and the sweep off the feet. Oh, Rob TV. Hollywood. Running the Rasen high. He said, I don't know you. I don't know you. Don't put my name in your mouth. I don't know you. Rob TV. He walking away with this play. If I'm DatFip, it's time to wake up with more aerial approaches and things like that, because the ground game is just too strong. The template from Rob TV is just too strong. It's preventing a lot of I feel like any button DatFip wants to press is getting caught, and you don't see that from Cammy players. This is game point, Rob TV.
Yeah, again, there's been a lot of moving backwards for DatVip because of this, because he's worried. And that's why Rob gets walk-up grab. That's why DatVip's almost cornered it again. Okay, here he is.
Lands a throw back to mid-screen we go. Welcome to the medium kick, but then Rob TV answered the heavy kick just to kind of catch any buttons that are, with the priority system in favor of Rob.
Again, it's a lot of backwards movement. We did see how DatVip can move forward with the dive kick. But there's the margin of error. I'm telling you, there's no margin of error here.
He's so ready. Rob is just so ready for anything that comes his way and maximizing as much as he can to be able to get the damage, corner carry, conversions, things like that. I feel like it makes DatFip almost pensive. And as a Cammy player, you do not see that. Cammy players that are pensive are losing. And just like that, set point, Rob TV to move on to winners finals with the quickness.
Yeah, he's looking super strong. There's no doubt about that as he consistently moves into the corner. Okay, DatFib with really one of the first round start challenges that we've seen. Got to build into 2 hit confirms so far.
The challenge there from DatFib. He's had enough, and this is the time to do it. You don't have many other ways to go.
What an escape!
They got a challenge. Yeah.
And now here he is, just a couple of hits away from taking this thing.
Oh, that must have been a drop. David.
Oh, he walked in, but not very far. He thought he saw it. He thought it. He thought it, and he is going to be out into losers because of it. Rob TV's neutral game is hit confirms. The pressure was there. When he was on defense, yeah, there was a round where DatFib had control. He ended up taking that round.
Right.
But one of the only other series where there was pressure like that, he did wake up DP. He was right. He then later did wake up, jump forward, out of the corner. He was right also. The defense was there a lot of the time we needed it to be, but it mostly wasn't even about that. It was mostly about that control and the hit confirms and his own pressure.
And y'all know what that means.
These guys are going to have such a big head, man. I'm
Oh
not
my
looking forward to the
God.
next week of this.
He
I'm not
already
looking forward
clipped
to
me.
it.
He already clipped me. Don't let them do that.
Oh.
Capcom, erase the VODs after this.
Yes.
But
no clips allowed.
Yeah, no clips allowed, but that does mean that we're going to be seeing Rob TV versus Brian F in the winners finals later on in this bracket, people. Let me know who you got in the chat. Let me know if you're for the dumpster, for the Hollywood. I don't know. I don't want to make a call either way, but that's going to be super exciting. But, yo, we still have more action as we move down the loser side for the body bags. There's going to be quite a few coming through.
It's going to be really good. I'm really, really looking forward to some of those. Very interesting player matches, character matches as well. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of good stuff still coming up.
Yeah, and even more good stuff throughout this entire, couple of months, to be honest. The Intel World Open is coming up. People, if, you're not locked on it, you need to do it right now. Make sure that y'all are ready for these regional battles that are about to happen to claim the best in every region. For Street Fighter V, we got people, if you sign up, you get the additional, bonuses that come through. The in-game awards, if you sign up before, looks like June 1st. And they'll be delivered sometime in August. And if you love what's happening here on the mic, your boy's going to be joining that one coming up in, looks like next week it's going to be starting the battles here. So all of y'all make sure to check out the Intel World Open. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see it. And this is going to be a great precursor because Brian F, Rob TV are in the Intel as well.
It's wild. They're doing pretty well these days. Congrats to them for sure. Also, shout outs to PlayStation. PlayStation Tournaments is hosting a bunch of Street Fighter V stuff right now. You can go to compete.playstation.com and check it out for yourself. Thanks a lot to them for the support. All right, let's take that quick break. When we come back, we're going to start on loser side, round 1 of CPT NA Midwest number 1.
You shouldn't only admire my words, but also concentrate a little more on your lessons, Manar. Let the spirit guide you. How's this for you? You must be careful. Best watch. Soul satellite! Satellite! What's the meaning of fate? You shall know. nature. You should try to learn to use your power a little better.
All right, so we have the first couple of them down. We know that Brian F is going to be playing against Rob TV. I can't believe it. I can believe it. I can believe it.
Yeah.
But also, I can't believe it. I mean, come on. It's working out that way. That's wild. It is going to be those two. That's not going to be right now, though. That's going to be later on. We're going to go to the loser side. Let's check out the brackets just to remind you of what we have going on.
Ooh, Joey versus Underscore. If y'all remember that scammy of yesterday, nice on the streets, but not when it comes to the sticks. I was going to say something different. Going up, there's going to be a great battle right there, playing Mika versus Cammy. And then Kendricks versus Brutus. Yo, poor Brutus out here having to fight bad matchup after bad matchup, but he's getting the job done. And the winners of those are going to be fighting Dafit and Justa. And this is the best time for me. I love seeing the loser side because people start going home or maybe to the other side of the room. We are online, so I don't know if they go out
Could go get a
off for
snack
walk.
or something.
Yeah, take a pace around the block. Say, man, maybe next time. But we're in loser sides. Let's set up some body bags. Let's also get the quotes from the players. The first one's on the deck for the loser side of things.
It's going to be Underscore up first. I'm just hoping to make the daily dose of hype real with my gameplay. Parentheses, lol, close parentheses. Other than that, let's do what we can. Shout out to my sponsor syndicate, my local low kick, button check, and all my Midwest brothers and sisters. I see a big smile on your face as you're sitting here.
That's the homie right there, Underscore. Listen, I love the dude, but when I play him, it's a different story. Let's get the next competitor on the deck with what they're saying. Nerf Cammy once and she becomes top tier. Nerf Cammy twice and she becomes top tier. Nerf Cammy 3 times and you can probably guess what I'm going to say next. Capcom, we're reaching out to you right now. This character's got to go, says Joey and many other people. But hey, to be honest.
Are you just asking questions? Cammy, what are you doing out here? Just asking questions?
I'm just asking questions.
People are saying.
I'm just trying to let the people know, hey, when I start thinking about things, I feel like other characters have kind of, taken the limelight of this character. But Cammy, she's still super strong, as Joey has said. But Joey's had experience against a lot of Cammy players, probably played, CJ and all of them. So this is no stranger to the danger in this wheelhouse of things. Loser side, though. Somebody going home after this. Can he weather the storm that is Underscore, the wild, not mild child that is from the scammy Cammy department?
Is she too good? Find out later. Sankola. We'll see. No, she is obviously a very good character. Of course, already having won a few of these CPTs and shown up big time in the top 8. So we got a couple in this one. She's good. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
But enough of this scammy business, all right? Cammy players are out here working like everybody else.
They are. Anyone can pick up this character if they want to. That's how it has been. Always will be with fighting games. If you want top tier, you can pick it too. And you still got to work. just because you pick up Cammy in your top 8 or whatever of CPT. Underscore's been working with this character for years. Even before the tier list had dropped, he has been a scammy Cammy main. It won't stop me from saying that, though. Let's get it. Loser side, B-skill right off the grip. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a matchup that we expected. Joey going with this character here. We did see, keep in mind, one of his alternatives yesterday to make top 8, but right back to the Mika, of course. And he dashes even. He was maybe looking for a backdash. That's not what came. Maybe he was looking for V-shift.
Challenge from Underscore way out of the corner. Like that spiral arrow choice just to get some distance on the deck. You got to play the neutral game. You got to stay solid against this steal.
Well, you know, you were talking about how Underscore you feel is kind of a wild player sometimes, but that was actually amazing, first of all.
Yeah, that was real good. Okay, Underscore, I see you.
But he has been playing a lot of this really slow, patient style, and even here, he's continuing to play that. It's Joey. Underscore, I love the tick.
Smart choice right there. Back to neutral, medium kick, and now, there we go. Lee can run that wild child stuff right there, put a little spice on it to make it nice, and the V skill, too. Break the glass. Underscore with the first one.
But even that range of the drill was probably at a safe spot. You can make it safe. He's been doing it. He's been doing it.
He's been doing really well. And again, this is him being better as a player, not going to that wild stuff until it's the right time to shine.
Look, even here, he did not press too hard. He was cool to back off. However, all the way it's coast to coast. Joey's in here almost all the way. Yo!
Oh, what a reaction against the hooligan. With the crush. The feet gets a follow-up. This is probably going to be stunned with the disco backing him up. Ooh, not just enough.
Hold on. Oh, on reaction. It's okay. He'll take it. The knockdown comes. And now how's Underscore going to make this happen, as we have so often seen him playing away?
That low health. One hit to do it, Joey, with just a nice little tiny hit. The soft touch. Joey staying solid. And that's hard to do in this matchup where you're trying to play the neutral game against Cammy of all characters, I should say, and you're Mika. One thing that Mika doesn't do is play that neutral game very well against many other characters. You gotta get you to the corner, and she's gotta work. You know, that 9 to 5 plus overtime. Nice check right there from Joey.
Oh, that was sick. I like that. Underscore now where he wants to be. This is at the range of somebody who cages his opponent. This is not wild pressure. This is caging. He was trying to anyway. Only the medium.
Non-committal stuff. I like this from Underscore, but checks the dash right there, the 3-piece. Counter hit, slide.
Okay. Underscore out of there. Well, he's right back into the corner, more or less. Yeah.
But using that V-bar to V-reversal out of the situation, get outside that side of the screen you don't want to be there. Splash lands.
Joey's been right a lot. What can you say? Underscore making the right guess a lot of the time, too. No doubt about it. What?
I didn't get too far away. Slight punch from Underscore. Runs the dive kick. B reversal. Underscore immediately taking back his turn. Just nice and simple pressure. But careful, don't get gripped up.
Oh, he's moving forward. You can feel it. Oh, boy. Joey would love to dash. Double dash.
Bigger players. One thing is disgusting, but the hooligan. Woo! And the light touch right here, Underscore. It's, who is this playing? This is not the Underscore I played on ranked. This is not the Underscore that I see typically. Underscore doing these things that are non-committal, that are not putting himself in bad situations, that are not consistently, oh no, you know, I've just lost half my health for this, you know, maybe I wouldn't say random mistake, but something that's a riskier mistake, you know? Wow.
Okay, sounds like we're going back to character select.
Oh.
That's what it sounds like here.
You think the calling might come out? You think it might be time?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe. We did see that yesterday as he qualified for the top 8. It was with Colleen when we thought it might have been a Mika matchup versus El Chicote, and instead it was, you know, not at all a Mika. It was everything but that.
Not following the script.
And that Colleen was legit. That Colleen was legit.
It was. You know, it did work. But again, you know, when you fight somebody in a top 8 situation, first of 3, they can get a little bit more of a download on you in how you want to play. First 2 situation kind of gives you a little bit more room to kind of, I don't want to say weasel them out, but, you know, like, oh, I got this new pick. In the first 3 situation, you're already down in the game. Like, picking right now or switching right now is probably a good idea. You don't have much time you want to do at the end. Yeah. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I don't know what Joey should do in these situations, because neutral's already hard. He's going back to the Mika pick to do it. The neutral's already difficult, and Underscore's not giving him too much. He's checking the dashes. He's poking away with nice and easy pressure, not being super committal, and not giving up too many mistakes. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Not believe it.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go, Underscore.
This is the man you know?
Yes, this is the man I know. Take off the suit and tie. Let's go.
And then after that backing off, I love it.
There you go, right through with the EX. It's moving right through and already has the lead. Now he can play his way. And this is where the lane play gets even better. You got the lead, you got the neutral, everything on lock.
Oh, all right, Joey in here now. Yeah, this is where he wants to be. Oh, he's always so strong here. His mix-ups are incredible.
And remember, it's hard to deny him these approaches in the corner. That's what makes him so strong, the command grab.
He waited, though. It was not just instant command grab. It was, all right, I know you're going to do the V-shift. I got it all scoped out. Here's the command grab afterward.
And we haven't been seeing too much V-shift from Underscore, so already to have that option and be aware and awake, Joey with the no-dos.
Okay, a little challenge there from Underscore. We haven't seen that too many times.
Better to do it like now in the set than later on. Putting their minds early. V-reversal, though.
Okay, Joey with the hit confirm as well. Nice!
The chase down right here. EX connects with the hot pursuit. And I like Joey kind of stay on top of him, not in these ranges where he's been just fishing for the charge heavy kick. He's just getting in there when he needs to. Back off the neutral, though, as soon as I say that.
Look at the back and forth from Joey right now. It's really hard to know where he's going to be for Underscore. You know that Joey wants to get close. But the question was when, because he had been doing this back and forth for so long.
Medium connects in the EX. Puts a peach on him. All right, Joey.
So it was a good connection from Joey right there at the end. You could see the connection in that case worked out in his favor.
And it looks like Joey's found a way to deal with Underscore's pressure, to deal with his pacing. When he's got the lead, Underscore starts to break down a little bit, and then Joey can kind of command a neutral a lot better. Like, oh, now you definitely have to watch out for my dash-ins because I'll put you in the corner and I run the mix. Will it blend? Of course it'll blend. Let's see who's going to get the win. We're 1-1.
Joey. Oh, okay. All right. We've seen it now 3 times.
There's a raw 1-2. Boys the command grab, gets the punish. Okay, game, but just text right there. Joey trying to stay solid. Don't want to lose the lead like this.
And keeping control. However, Joey thought he could get it. Underscore's just out. Okay.
Oh, that's so many whip command grabs. Just too far out. So strange from Joey. Usually is in distance to get it.
Totally. Yeah, he's just like right on the line.
How many times is this man gonna whip a command grab? When you're a Mika player, you only want one thing, and it's disgusting. And from Joey, every time I watch him, he's hugging him up.
Yeah, it would be great for Joey if he could go back to that sort of better feeling of knowing what the character's going to do, that better rapport, the better connection. I think he's really looking for it right now. Yep, there it is. Stolen turn, but not into too much. Underscore battling well, you got to say. His buttons at that range have been really good.
Yeah, not connecting all the way now. Connecting with his target combos. B skill. One right to do it. Meaty dive kick again. We're seeing reruns, replays, remixes. Joey getting got on wake up. Not everything is connecting in his favor right here. Unfortunately, the command grabs too far out the distance. And it's so strange because usually from Joey, I feel like they always land. Maybe not always, but like it's like a 95% ratio. Like if you're playing them online, you definitely know that this dude is always laying hands on you. But not here, not in this top 8. Is it nerves? Or are things just not connecting right? I don't know.
Yeah, he looks to me like he's a fish caught out in open water between one side and the other. Internet is where he's stuck right now, and it looks like a real tough battle to get out of it. For me, that seems like it's a big theme of this, is that he's just been sort of stuck.
Yeah.
He's on the line.
He's on the line, but he's got to reel it in to get the win. I feel like maybe now is the time to go for the Colleen because you're not able to force what you want to do. Even though online situation, you know, you really got to worry about hit first and things like that with Colleen, but at least you can enforce a better, you know, more presence on the screen with that character comparatively to Mika, who just gets her dashes checked, you know, your jump ins checked, and if you lose that momentum, that life lead, you have to get the dash in, and if you at least have Colleen, you have an unreactable, dang near unreactable dash to deal with him for V-trigger to enforce your will.
Okay. That makes sense to me, yeah. He's looking for the answers, man. He's looking out wherever he can find them. This place, that place, in the ether, wherever he can find them, Googling on the net. We'll see what he can find.
This is game point underscore to move on. This will be a big upset. You know, a lot of people might pick Joey to move on further in this bracket. Underscore, just everything's connecting for him. Everything is landing for this dude.
Backing off. We've seen that in and out. That range has been killer. I'm so impressed that he consistently finds that spot.
Yo, the chase down on the V-ship for the throw. Tried to back rangeless, didn't work out though.
A little late. There was a bit of a delay in his decision making, but Joey now does have the corner.
Gotta commit, put a ring on an EX chase down right here with the Peach. Double dash with the command grab.
Scooting in. He's here. Punish again. Joey, everything's firing for him right now.
Not letting things go for free anymore. Let's go with the anti-air. But Joey still has the lead and has V-trigger to back himself up.
The cannon's coming out here for underscore. Cannon strike, cannon spike is a big one for him as well. And he's got the slide! That's what I'm talking about!
Uh-oh. Pick up, put him down.
Okay.
Where he can't be found.
That was awesome right there. What a conversion right there by Joey.
Things start to clear up for Joey. The skies, you see the sunshine. Stave off that set point. Nice! He ain't doing it to me twice because it ain't that nice. And that he's seen that before from underscore so many times, not only in this match, but when they play each other, he knows about the hooligan full screen raw. He knows what to do.
Yeah, I mean, he's keeping his range, he's keeping his distance, and you know that Joey would love to be up close, but I think he just feels more comfortable staying outside. If he can, obviously up close, he'd be great, but that battle of actually getting in, so often has been tough.
The reversal side switch, though, put underscore caught up in the corner. A little bit of great life on Joey, but it's all coming right back, just like that.
Keeping it slow, you know, I mean, and that makes a lot of sense. Look, he didn't try to challenge or go in afterward as well. We might be seeing a download here. I don't know how high that speed is, but we might be seeing it. There it is.
Tagged fiber this morning. He's regular. Oh, but the V-ship punish into the fierce, putting Joey back into the corner.
What a chase. Underscore was ready.
You see him in the rear view mirror. That's a throw. One more hit to do it. They'll set him on set point. Oh, and the crouch mini kick finds its way in. Underscore looking for that final win. That's the set point for underscore to take down Joey, to cause quite an upset for a lot of people who know Joey and don't know underscore.
That's right.
But everything's connecting for underscore. Everything's, you know, working out for him.
Yeah, big connection there as well. No doubt about it. He's got a big life lead. He's got to dash in for pressure again. And instead, Joey challenges?
On an Oki situation like that against Cammy?
Right?
He's done having it, though. Gotta make the return over seat right here. Gotta do it now.
Here she comes. Joey, he needs to press all the way through. He was worried. He was worried.
And now things get dangerous. He's caught in the corner because that extended range on the CS. Why you see underscore backing away. Why are you going in? This dude's got super on the deck. Oh, it's a one-touch situation. If Joey gets close enough to the corner. There's the back throw, though.
Joey, I think that might have just appeared out of the blue for him, figuratively speaking. He's got a big damage command grab. And he's got the round and he's got the game. We're going to a 2-2. This is getting close right here between these two players.
The back and forth, and you see the pressure situations right here all coming to a head. People who are, you know, maybe watching this, you know, sometimes, you know, nerves, make your hand shake and things like that. Things don't convert all the dang way. But the one that stays solid is the one that goes further. And I feel like Joey is starting to figure things out in what he needs to do in these situations. Like we saw the hooligan full screen. He's not going to get got by that. That's the underscore special. He's already had that. Wants to order something different. Final game, underscore versus Joey. running the three-piece on him. Whiffs the command grab. That's too many command grabs we whiffing, Joey. Luffy said.
Wow, I love the challenge from Underscore. And then it's a nothing. Joey a little bit too far again.
Nice chase down.
Amazing chase down right there by Underscore.
Oh, with the EX again against the hooligan. The weight and the bait. Reeling on the other end is damage. Activation.
He's got to have something on deck.
It's a punish, David. It's a punish. It's what's on deck. Joey on set point. And he maximized that damage. Put him in between a cheek sandwich. Joey on set point.
We might have been seeing this download after all. He's there in time. Underscore keeping it slow.
The V-skill coming through. We haven't seen that in a while. Let's just kind of pepper that in, get a little bit of V-bar and the crush too.
Joey tries to dash in. It's safety. Oh, what a confirm! He's marching through. And the punish, as he consistently has.
A lot better. Not letting that go for free. One more hit for the stun. Oh, it might be done. It's over. Joey stealing himself. Gripping him up. Gorilla Glue, I stick to you. Joey said, I'm going to land a command grab. You're going to get got.
Yeah, no, look, I'm really impressed by Joey for making that comeback. He did seem to me like he was maybe a little bit out of it, right? He went back to character select a couple of times. It seemed like he was trying to find the right speeds, right, in order to make this happen. He finally found the connection in his mind, right? That's exactly what he had been looking for, and he finally did get it. For Underscore, you know, I think it's so interesting that you had brought him up originally as a player who you felt could be, you know, a little wild in his decision making. You didn't exactly know where he was going to be, but and he did do that sometimes, right? Definitely, we saw him playing fast sometimes, but also we saw him with a bit of a lag in his step in other situations, and that difference between those two play styles, I think, was a really big part of why he made it as far as he did. Hats off for this great performance.
Yeah. Good to see him in this bracket. Joey staying solid, moving on to fight Datpip. My man's going to fight another Cammy. Good luck, Joey. But before we even get to that, we have Kendricks versus Brutus. You know what? I can't wait to see what these dogs are about to say. Let's see what the last Canadian is going to do against Kendricks.
If I can avoid the churn, that'll be okay. Happy Father's Day to all the other FGC dads. He wants you to know to please buff Vega. But yeah, that seems right. And that's a big part of how this matchup plays. Vega just staying out, trying to avoid the churn. No doubt about it.
Just got to stay away from the mix. Let's see what Brutus has to say. I got to read this right, y'all. You know, they say that all men are created equal. But if you look at me and you look at Kendricks, you can see the statement is not true. See, normally you go 1-to-1 with another masher, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak and I'm not normal. The numbers don't lie and they spell disaster for you in this top 8. That's what Brutus had to say. Bro, Brutus, you unusual, dog. I don't know what you built out of. Is it concrete? Is it chlorine? I don't know. But what I do know is being in the top 8 with 2 nerf characters that Capcom has it out for. Shout out to Geek. Thank God. He deserved those nerfs.
Oh, buddy.
And Abigail, I guess, too, you know, who's still strong, but just, you know, slightly less in this toolkit. Sticking those characters is great to see. But again, as you said, the claw matchup not going to be fun for either one.
Yeah, and especially for Geef. So I like going to Abigail in this situation. You have a character who at least can make a better show of counter-poking in neutral.
Right, yeah.
Amazing start. Yo, this start is actually incredible for Kendricks to have the whiff punish and the slide into all this pressure right out of that. Oh, come on. It's 10 seconds into this round.
You're not blocking that. I don't care if you're from the EU and you see that every dang day. You're not blocking that. Already with the lead, and he can play his way. We said before the poking game will be super strong, and what a way to have. You have the lead, you poke out, you got to come to him to get the win, but that's a small boy with a big churn and a lot of bar to bomb in terms of V-trigger. Could make the return over seat. He's got to find a way in, though.
It's his chance. He's looking for the hit confirms. Ooh, a little bit too far away. Kendricks not with the whip punishing this time. Okay. All right. Look at that life bar. And look at the time on the clock. That's somebody who, I mean, the start was big, right? But then after that, he played it much more slowly. So he shows that he can have the whiff punish side. He has the patience as well. Big, big win in that first round.
Walking Brutus down to the corner. And the medium's right there, though. I feel like, look at this. Perfect placement. Jumps in against the Fierce. Brutus being denied any sort of approach from his normals. Having to use the V-ship. Get away, but I still feel the pressure is in play for Kendricks. Slides on through.
This is what I'm talking about. This approach here is tough. It's going to be tough. Kendricks with even a better round, if possible. Look at this, 60 seconds on the clock. That bar is full gold. It's still shiny.
Gotta put the butter on the pan to cook, but Brutus not even in the kitchen right now.
Okay, finally a bit of gray. See, activates. Great defense. The patience here from Kendricks.
Try to maybe bait him out with some of the light flip. Got caught in the corner.
Ah, here's Brutus now. Here's Brutus.
The neutral jump, David, with the medium kick to do it in the CA. Kendricks, I've never seen a man stay so solid against Abigail. Kendricks, do you walk out in the middle of the street, you just don't care about traffic, dog? Because I've never seen someone stay so solid against such a moving vehicle. That's when someone pops V-trigger off of Abigail and say, hey, I'm just going to block it out. I'm not going to get open up too much. I'm going to find the neutral jump into CA to do it. That's the first one for Kendricks. Brutus looking a little lost.
Yeah, especially for Kendricks to go out in that street without knowing whether it was green or not. He was sitting on gold the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
All the way down to 60 seconds on the clock. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, no doubt about it. Obviously, if Brutus gets up close and he gets a chance to play the mix-ups, that's what this is really all about.
Yeah. Just that corner, that corner play, not having the best reversal in the business is kind of difficult to deal with.
Sure.
Having to line the V-trigger to get outside the corner. That's why you see Kendrick sliding on through, pushing back to mid-screen. Twice as nice out here.
If you're taking away the biggest range poke this character has with your incredible spacing, come on. Brutus doesn't believe it. Brutus is looking out and like, okay, finally the down jab to try to bait it out.
But dang, my man slid on through. The DMs were heavy open. There's the throw, though. Kendricks with all this pressure, all those slides added up to so much with a medium punch and the EX Abigail punch.
Okay, but pressure's over.
Yeah. Back to neutral.
It's big. He's got activation point. Yeah, now this is where Brutus gets to play.
Up in the corner with a challenge from Kendrick. Again in V-trigger to save the bar at the bottom. Kendrick staying, again, solid in the face of where you don't want to be. That's masterclass claw right here in terms of defense. And you have to have it with this character.
Tried to jab, no. And when Kendricks has jumped, just press that button really early. Ah, nice. Which is what you need to do.
Goes low. EX. There we go, Brutus. Starting to find something, especially in these corner positions as we said before. Reset off the light. EX. Back fist. All right. Abigail punch. That's not going to be stunned. One more hit, though. Get it done.
The timing. The timing. Here's Kendricks. He's got that super. Question is now, how does he make a life comeback? We haven't seen him need to do that in this matchup yet. So Brutus now for the first time gets to play big defense. He's got a long time to do it.
Oh, almost got caught. Got with that feature, the air to air. Still going for the jump in. You saw that being a pain point for this character. Those anti-airs. Oh, the max range.
These are potential buffers that he's not bringing in.
And that's a full punch. Not the CA, David. But the EX pulled up back out with the Azuna drop. Kendricks. What? That was a robbery. In and out, 1, 2, 3. No bodies, please. But Kendricks is the only one staying solid out here in the face of a big boy with a small churn.
If you're Brutus there, you did a lot of what you needed to do, right? You got into the corner, you did a lot of damage, you had a big life lead. And then in part, because he really wants to use a tool that is really important in this match, down medium punch, he got whiff punished, slid on, into the corner again. It was all Kendricks after that.
Oh my God.
Again!
How does he react? How does he know? These new cats out here. I ain't even doing that. I've been playing these dang games for years. Kendrick's on game point.
Yeah, Brutus feels frozen.
And we knew this matchup was going to be difficult, right? We understood that was going to be the case. But the way that he's playing this, it is one thing to, hey, I win this matchup. But it's another thing to understand why you win, though. It's another thing to exemplify that in the match. And that's what's going on right here. Kendrick's got this locked down to a T.
It is really close right now. The big crush anti-air comes. Kendricks will use this to get pressure.
Back fist comes through in the clutch. That rear back, able to save him for a little bit longer. Metro crash, the crush off the feet. That should be stunned. No!
Brutus, and now, yes, he has a life lead, but he has not been able to maintain it when he has it, and Kendricks has been able to make the comeback when he's needed to. And we're at a neutral situation.
Careful about swinging buttons. A V-trigger, I see that in the distance. I see it in your future. A V-trigger with punish into EX.
I'm breathing heavy too, dude. When Brutus finds these individual buttons, Kendricks knows he can't get touched. Brutus knows he can't get whip punished either, man. He's absolutely staying away from that range. 20 seconds.
Oh, the jump in to get the win, V-trigger. Bless him with a kiss from a rose. That is set point Kendricks.
Every character in this season has worse anti-air jabs. It just loses outright to jump-ins now. For many characters, it's not a big deal. Abigail versus a character like Claw with jump roundhouse, that is a tough situation to be in.
And I feel like at the beginning of these rounds, Kendricks is fine to slide through. It's not the biggest risk. It's not, you got the health lead just to kind of stay solid with it if you misplace it. And he's been doing it to take these buttons off of Brutus's table right here. And if you're taking away tools from the other player, they're feeling unfortunate. They're feeling unusual. Oh, the jump in, not deep enough though. Oh, he definitely saw.
Brutus is here. All right, he's got a party. Look, we saw him have plenty of parties yesterday as Zangief in order to make top 8. This man had some big comebacks. Why not again?
Could happen. And again, he's just been feeling real solid out here. Even in this corner pressure, I still feel like he still has a way out, but never mind.
No, we could have done it. You thought it was over. Okay, all right.
Brutus.
Woo. It's not just that Kendricks is playing amazingly well. It's also that Brutus has had a few more opportunities than, unfortunately, he's really capitalized on.
Right.
Which is rare for him.
Yeah. That's another thing that's really unusual. Like, if you lose a matchup, you definitely have to find every opportunity to get that win. Everything has to be even more solid. Oh, the parry punish. I love that. Back fist to get the knockdown. 2 Oki time. Chase on the V-shift. Lays him out.
He wanted the big stuff, and instead it's Kendricks who's going to get big damage.
Walk up command grab. Has the CA. Yo, try to weasel him. We saying it's all back fist. Oh, you about to eat a whole dang super. Yes, sir.
Was that actually the cross-up setup? Okay, it's not over yet. But Dashin took us to the corner. He's got true grab. Yep. Because it was the corner, Brutus had great media pressure right there. Excellent understanding of what he was going to be in after the super situation.
I'm sorry, Brutus. I didn't mean to prophesize your demise. My bad, dude. You're still working out here, but that's only one. But I do feel like that corner position that he's starting to get better about, in terms of, putting the pressure. The command grabs, we'll care about that one, my brother. We see my man holding north, Kendricks in terms of holding north so he doesn't go south. But however, the corner game is where he needs to make his money, is on the corner. But still game point Kendricks.
Oh! It's Brutus already here. This is the earliest he's been in the corner. Earliest he's had a significant life lead. He's getting close to getting the stun. Kendricks very importantly out of it, but not for much. And instead, Brutus finds the hit right away.
They said V-shift was the answer. They said just V-shift away, but caught in the corner is not where you want to go. You're only going to die tired.
One of the better round closers. And really early Crouching Fierce. Really, that might have been like a catch-all, cover-all kind of situation on the Crouching Fierce. Would have been cool if it had counter hit. Would have been cool just by itself.
Yeah, just get the damage on the deck. Just get things going. And again, he's got to put him in the corner. This mid-range game right here, mid-stage game, I should say, is not where he wants to play. Buttons getting whipped or getting punished. Giving Kendricks the life lead and the advantage.
Nope, not there. He had hit confirms before. He wants to be close enough for those down medium punches to not get whiff punished.
Yeah.
And Kendricks is just out of there. See ya. Right back to the middle of this rooftop.
There we go. Now he really start getting going. Actually tries to bait something out with the back dash, the rev, going reverse kind of thing. And speaking of reverse, V shifts away. Interesting.
Super's there. Kendricks is just been into it. Is he going to bring it out? Yes.
This is fine. It won't kill, but it will put him in a prime position What it will do is give Abigail some Oki. You got to guess. It's a big boy. You're already taking off so much damage. But Kendrick's just back walking, blocking it out.
Oh, yeah. You know that if Brutus presses a button and it whiffs, I mean, he's losing 40% of that bar.
This could still be Kendrick's game. The jump in.
Does he spin it all here? No, not yet. We want a trickiness. Brutus manages to get away. Look at the clock now, 17. Brutus just hoping to live it out. Will there be another cross-up? What's Kendrick's choice? He's running out of time.
Do you want to save that bar for the next round? Do you want to, try to get it now? But after 7 seconds, gets got. If you can't block, why not just hit? And Brutus, he will not quit. That's 2-2. We're going to the final game.
This is really turning into a good one right here between these two. It seemed at the beginning, as Kendricks was showing his spacing and his whiff punishing, that Brutus at first seemed flummoxed.
Yeah.
As this goes on, though, you can see that instead he's not whiffing quite as many. He's putting more of those on block instead. He's walking forward a lot more. There are some baits that he does with jab that he hopes Kendricks will misidentify as a down medium punch.
And putting that mental stack's really important to, make Kendrick risk everything. But there's a sweep, there's a crush too. But again, you throw up these buttons again to make Kendrick have to overthink things. Oh, I just came through with a sweep, I'm going to be fully punished. And, maybe a back fist will start the Oki. And this corner push right here for Brutus is absolute money. He's got to keep him there.
Trade's fine for Brutus.
Yeah. Lock up in the corner.
He'd love to get all the way in here. Kendricks is stuck in the corner. This is really something we didn't see at all in the first couple games. What a call out by Brutus.
And went for the low one, too. Says it with the chest. Puts the Abigail punch on him, but the back throw on the wake up.
Maybe looking for V-shift. So Brutus again with the life lead. How's Kendricks going to find his way in now? Of course, again, we have seen him do it. He's had jumps. He's had whip punishes on the way in.
Blocks it out. Goes for the V reversal for some distance. Knows it's a one-touch situation. This is the way he wants to play. This was Kendrick's wheelhouse, but now look at how he's taking everything back. He wants it all back, and it's all from just, let me get that lead, let me get that health lead, especially after I put you in the corner, and then make you come to me to get that win. Well, he feels comfortable.
Too far. Kendricks does a nice job punishing and saving in the bar. You can see the ranges that Brutus is jumping from as well. Okay, I was going to say a little bit further away. This one is a little bit closer. Kendricks was ready for it.
Want to get the punch, the crush, and the follow-up. Brutus now bleeding quite a bit. And those mediums, though, from Kendricks back into where he wants to play. Back to this nice and easy neutral where I'm just running a few buttons here and there. Slide on through. Gets a full punish off of this, too.
Kendricks. Very, very light afterward, not taking any risks. He's charging it all the way up. Okay, it's the guard crush. And now Brutus is going to get the corner. He's charging it all the way up again. The reads are here.
The check
framer. Coming into play.
The micro step command grab. The stun is rising.
He was so close, baby. You can see the startup of that command grab. You can see him reach out, but no, Kendricks is there. It's match point now for both on loser's side.
At the final game, final round, we're at the very precipice. I feel like whoever's able to play their way, and even more so for Kendricks, he wants to be outside the distance. Anti-air right there. Brutus coming through with a few more jump ins. We see what happens if you don't come correct. A standing heavy kick with the crush and the follow-up gives Kendricks a lot more pressure.
Look at how few buttons Brutus is whiffing. He did have a chance to confirm. He's mostly had that. Unfortunately for him, let it go. Kendricks is controlling still.
But as you said before, like in that distance, a crouching medium punch who doesn't get whip punish, where it's not reactive and more predictive, doesn't get the punish.
Real early on it, that's Kendricks just scoping it out, reacting well. He is able to keep a lot of these things in his mental stack. As you had mentioned, he's still able to keep slide whiff punish, he's still able to keep anti-air in there, and he's still actively doing stuff. It's not like he's just reacting. Okay, Brutus finding a big moment for himself. He's got a sizable life lead versus Kendricks waking up with all sorts of resources. Too far away for the grab.
Brutus, it's your time to shine. This is where you wanted to play this entire match with the lead. Got him out, caught him in the corner. The interruption.
No cancel. And he tried it. He started up the command grab. You can see it begin. Kendricks now trying to pressure. He chases it. Look at the time as well. He's got to make it happen fast.
Oh, that was almost a catch. And that would have been a wrap. 10 seconds on the clock. And the crouching medium punch to do it. What's in Brutus's veins? Is it maple syrup? Canadian bacon? I don't know. What I do know is that's a small boy with a big charm, baby.
Think about the guts that it takes to do down medium punch right there. He's seen that button get whiff punished 100 times in the previous 5 games, and he's still willing to do it because he knew that was the right spot. He knew that was the right spot for it. The back and forth, that to me was one of my favorite matches so far.
Right.
The spacing and control of Kendricks versus then Brutus. Okay, understanding, all right, I can't press these buttons in the same spot. He readjusts his positioning. He changes what his mix-ups are. Same thing happened on Kendricks' side, and of course it went down to the wire at the very end as Kendrick started to make the better reads and was looking for V-shift. By the way, tried it and barely missed that roundhouse. Barely missed that roundhouse afterward. What a match on both sides. Hats off to both players. Of course, only one of them gets to move on. That's Brutus. He's still in this thing. But seriously, shout-outs to Kendricks for an awesome performance. He did tell us yesterday, this is my first fighting game. He did tell us that yesterday.
For real?
Now, SF5's been out for a while. Okay,
Yes,
maybe
that's
that means
true.
he's been playing fighting games for 5 years.
Yes.
But still, very, very impressive play. And I'm hoping to see a lot more of him.
I really do too. I mean, like, the way that he was operating is at a high level that you would see people that maybe been playing this game for years that don't have that kind of consistency or those call-outs, you know, especially in a top-level match like that. So, shout-outs to Kendricks. But, yo, Brutus, I see you coming through for the Canadian bacon out here. I see you. You want that Canadian bacon, baby, at the end. But he's got to do a lot more to get that win. Oh, man, those matches have been fantastic. And there's more to play if y'all want to. Make sure you guys sign up for the PlayStation Evo Street Fighter V events that are going to be happening soon. If you're hungry for it, you want to make your name, what better way than to come through in the Evo tournaments hosted by PlayStation people. I know that you're hungry. You've seen all this great action. You definitely want to be slugging out here too. Like, hey, that could be me. I see in the chat. That can be if you go ahead and sign up. Fight it out and see what it's about, people. It's been fantastic. I'm heated up, and we're going to have even more action coming up after this break. Don't go anywhere, because I'll know.
Can't start the show without star.
Main event!
Fight!
Light it up. What a power to the earth! See what I'm really made of.
Pleased to meet you.
The honor was mine. I'll settle this.
I'm shaking here.
Bow down before my psycho power.
Welcome back to the Midwest CPT Street Fighter V Top 8 Tournament. We are deep dish in this bracket, people. My name is St. Cole, and I'm joined with Ultra David. How are you feeling about the matches we just watched? Sorry, we experienced. It was an experience.
That was honestly one of the best matches that I've seen in a while. That was so fun and so close. We're talking specifically about Kendricks versus Brutus. Wow. Now, a lot of those matches have been good so far. We've seen a lot of really top-level play. Look at those last two, 3-2, 3-2, right? Those are both cool. Seriously, go back and check it out. If you happen to be watching this right now and you weren't watching 5 minutes ago, do yourself a favor and check out the archive later because that really was a fantastic match. All right. We're going on now to the next round of losers. DapVip got sent down here by Rob TV. 3-0.
Okay.
You know, Rob played fantastically. What can you say, right? I mean, he had just all the things that you need to do to beat somebody in SF5. Played very, very well. Now, DapVip's down here. I just want to say, earlier on stream, I said that he was from the Georgia scene, and I immediately was like, but hold on, it's the Midwest CPT? Am I wrong about that? No, he actually is from Georgia, but he moved to Kansas not long ago.
Gotcha.
So he's in the scene now. Again, shout-outs to him. He's a long-time top-level player, super nice guy. In this next one, DapVip versus Joey, it's going to be the same character matchup for Joey, who just took out Underscore's Cammy. Now it's DapVip's Cammy. The question is, what are the differences do you feel between those two Cammy players?
I think DapVip, as we've seen in this bracket, a little bit more solid, less risk. He'll do the spiral arrow, full screen. He'll do that too.
That's right. He whip punches with it even.
Less about that and more about what I've seen, at least more about the ground game, right? I feel like he introduces some of the aerial approach later on in the set, as we saw with Rob TV. And I feel like if he had done that earlier, that may have been to his benefit. However, the ground game being strong is great. And remember, he has that presence about him as a Marvel player that, I'm never out of it. Unless you take me down, I am not out. Unless you clean up my entire team, I am not out. And when you're playing a character like Cammy, who has low health and can't make too many mistakes, that's the way you got to play, in my opinion. Can DapVip wake up though? We've seen signs of that. The beat during the Rob TV battle. It's time to wake up. He's definitely got to do this. This is the loser side. First of 3 against Joey, who already just came through a scammy Cammy. He's feeling unusual after that one.
You and the scammy, man.
I gotta be honest,
she's hard working out here. We're out here on vacation. Out by the port. Watching the Clipper go by.
Nice check up from Joey. At the side switch to the little delay counter hit. Try to find the heavy kick. Nobody home. DapVip back it away.
Ooh. Over it. Joey now's got the corner. DapVip immediately. No. Denial.
Joey, though, trying to not deny that approach. Goes to the V-ship. No break, though. DP. A little bit too obvious on the jump in. Oh, the V-trigger, too.
We didn't even look at it, buddy. We didn't even say it. Who is looking for that?
What Cammy player out there is running this?
She does have some interesting... Okay, all right, the reaction's there. Yeah, she's got some significant damage potential from this.
It was buff this season, too.
It was a buff, yeah. Where's it going to be? What a jump. Let's talk about that defense right there. Blocking on the correct side and then jumping out of the command grab.
Smart stuff like that, and catching Joey off guard with the V-trigger dash up, too. Okay. But now, Joey's like, okay, cool. You're not a usual Cammy player. You're playing a little bit unusual. You're playing different. Let me see what it do. I understand what the dash-ups do, and I'm going to catch you. Joey, got to stay solid, but I feel like with that V-trigger, you're not being able to enforce what you want to do in terms of EX pressure. You pop the V-trigger, usually with V-trigger 1, you can get things done in terms of, plus frames. But DapVip, though, got this ground game on lock. As I say this.
I don't know. Yeah, that was right on the margins of whether punishable or not. Oh, wow.
And that's been buffed this season. Off of normal, get a nice command grab. Guaranteed.
DapVip's ready. Anti-airs are there. Yeah, there's grounded play going on for sure, as you talked about. And he escapes yet again. I think he saw the dash and then thought that that's what the crouching meeting kick was connected with, but no. So Joey comes in here with the damage. Now DapVip has, again, had great defense. Does he have it here?
The jumping, no! Talking about defense, there could have been a DP. Back medium, back brainless. Nothing there, nobody home. Joey Now commanding this neutral a lot better. I don't know if my man's fired up after fighting so many candies. He said, if Capcom's not going to do the job in terms of nerfing this character, let me get it done in this bracket right here. Let me get it done myself. And low profiling that crouching union kick from that bit.
Yeah, I love how he's used that for crush, for sure. Close to stun. That bit's in trouble.
Ooh.
Joey's going to set it up. What's the mix-up here as Datbip again has to react? Oh!
The meaty
Oh,
Talk to him for a second. Talk to him for a second.
Exactly as you were talking about, the buff of this season that you can combo normals into the command grabs when you have the V-skill going. And that was cool, as if on cue. Shoutouts to that display in that game right there. We saw V-Trigger 2 Cammy and we saw V-Skill 1 Mika actually being used.
Right? Like, you know, you usually see Mika players say, is dang near useless. What can I use it for? They've given more off the reward. Obviously, it takes a lot to get going. You gotta get the knockdowns, stuff like that. So sometimes you're kind of leaving Oki off the table, but when it gets going, you see the pressure and the power. Let's see if Joey can keep this momentum. That's not changing triggers either. He's sticking with the V-Trigger too. Let's see what it do.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like I saw him doing good stuff with V-Skill 2 earlier than most other Cammy players back when that did come out. So he's somebody who's cool to be experimenting with stuff.
I love that about this game. People kind of switching off triggers and stuff like that, but he hasn't pulled it just yet in terms of getting things done in this round. Interruption.
Joey backing off. Nobody knows what this V-Trigger does.
It's really kind of a mystery. Even to me, you know, you really don't see that, but that can may work to your advantage sometimes. But again, not able to enforce the mix-up. The strike throw that usually comes from the V-Trigger into EX, not there. You gotta do it raw. Ooh!
Missed the dive kick. I think it would have been gotten anyway, to be honest.
Yeah.
Joey's reaction speed right there, and he takes the round.
And that's usually the mix-up right there. Even if they don't get the dive kick off, you still gotta guess on what the jump in is coming through. Joey says, I'll have none of that with the EX wingless.
Not quite there. Tough to do every time. What a block out of Joey.
Stagger stepping them normals, and we're now running the brimstone on him. B-shift check. EX connects. Let me see something dirty. Joey. Let me see something, Joey. Ooh, Joey. EX again. Put the peach on him.
Ooh, the delay, just in case. On the grab right there. Now Datbip's got a lot of work to do without V-Trigger, which he's probably not going to get at this point.
All thighs, no fries. Joey. Look at him commanding this neutral, and that usually comes from Cammy. You usually see Cammy ruling, even what we saw with the underscore match, where underscore for much of the time just commanded neutral with the normals. Joey feeling just fine. I feel like, you know, you fight underscore, you know, the clouds just, you know, clear up. Like, I can do this. I can beat Scammy Cammy. I can do this. I can win.
Yeah, it's true. Something else is cleared up as well. You could tell. As Joey comes in here with 2-0. Looking good.
Dropkick trying to catch something though.
Ooh, there it is.
Finally, finals confirmed. So the crouching gonna kick in the DP. Gotta have those.
Again, just in case the grab. And now I feel like Joey's really running rampant. He's back and forth. He's in here. They're finally, I think Datbip maybe got the same sensation.
I'll try to hold the mix, but here's the throw though. Slide activation.
Ooh, just in case. Remember, Datbip jumped out of one of those situations before. Now he's got the offense just like that.
Just few reversals, and that actually puts him at a distance out of the corner, but runs it again to get the win. Datbip. That's, I guess, the benefit of that. If you try to low profile, you know, my other moves, I'll come through from the skies. No surprise, Datbip got a plan for what this V-Trigger does with a wake-up super. Wow.
The chunk of damage to start this round off. Joey's here, keeping it light. God, look, he just steals so many turns in dashing.
I know. Again, that's the way Joey plays. He will not be denied this pressure. He will not be denied this approach. And it's gotten him to this top 8. Why quit if it's working? He's out of there with the chase, but I like that from Datbip. The reactions of a Marvel player, baby.
The crush! Oh, he must have been looking for some solution to it, but instead Joey's here. He needs one more mix-up.
The challenge, though, from Datbip, again, getting a lot more, you know, button-see on these wake-ups. And I like that, deterring the approach and pressure. And now we're going to be seeing another game as DatPip gets a DP for the win.
Yeah, you know, some of these combos that DatPip has had have been into DP, which means no pressure.
Right, yeah, it ends.
I'm not sure if those are what he's intending to do in those situations, but I do like that he, again, has been... He's been fighting back now, I would say, in the last maybe round and a half against this kind of in and out. And it kind of felt to me like that wake-up DP that he had kind of altered the tone of how the match is going. It doesn't feel as if Joey is quite as free to roam. We'll see if he can get that back, though.
Yeah, still game point him, but DatPip's coming through. I feel it's the side of Marvel. It's starting to come through. It's time to get greasy and grimy. Challenge things, react, DP right there against the splash.
Yeah, DatPip. All right. Joey not overextending. And you never know when he's going to dash either. Woo! Not quite there, but he's ready there.
Yeah, has a DP at least for the finish. And he's like cleaning things up. Just slowly and slowly. We saw this before, as these matches have went on before yesterday. Here's the activation, goes low, EX. Oki time, B-shift away, but still. Cammy's in play in the walk-up throw. DatPip with the pressure now.
Interesting, interesting. Maybe in part due to the threat of V-Trigger.
Maybe.
Joey maybe was waiting for. Nothing like that came.
He set up shop previously, and now look at what he's doing now. Going in, get that win. B-shift now. Joey spin the V-bar for defense. Now on offense, EX Peach. Back to mid-screen. Trying to get the chase down. Nobody home, though, with the blocks. DatPip staying solid. And at this range, this is fine. No confirm, though, of the crushing unit kick.
A lot more walking up, I would say, from DatPip. Oh, nice. Joey, I think, saw the whiff. He got there in time. I'm telling you, the reactions are there right now.
Right.
Especially anti-air.
And knowing what to use, too, because if they go to DP, might have missed and got hit. But Joey getting hit with the wake-up EXDP. What's for breakfast?
A little bit too far. Activation is clearly what DatPip's looking for. He's got the hit.
And that'll do it. DatPip again with the similar sequence that we had saw before. DatPip. Hold on now. Is V-Trigger 2 Cammy the truth? No, but it's great that we are seeing players explore different options in this game.
Yeah.
Even as I said before, we had players out here in the Midwest that try different things. Mustapheles and Stack Bradford are two Akuma players that try V-Skill 2 and V-Trigger 2. And these things may not be super optimal if you look at the full meta of the game, but what works for you is what works best. And we're seeing that in this final game all the way to the limit, and it's actually been what's cleaning up Joey.
She does have hit confirms out of it. She's got a plus frame option out of it.
Ooh, the crush. You press some buttons, my friend.
Ooh, very dangerous. Yeah, extremely important tech. Look at the chase. Okay, Joey, going that far.
Where's the DP? Back to neutral.
Heavy dash is such a threat when Joey's on.
Has to hold the throw. Yup. With a great life, a little chunk of damage.
Would love to find the activation point. Look at Joey not pressing the button.
His turn to play first. All this command grab, that's the first one to get it done in this final game. Joey on set point.
Think about how differently DatPip's using the V-meter as well than underscore. Very, very universal happy. DatPip, I don't think I've seen one.
He's on about that life, and we've seen it get checked by underscore, so
yeah.
He understands.
Ooh. So ready for that.
So ready, so awake, and so aware. Drop kick, B reversal. Now, this is the time to shine, I guess, when you're, on set, when the opponent's on set point, you're like, I gotta switch up my options. But he's getting hit. The stun is rising. Nice check on the dash up, though.
Aha, DatPip is close to the corner. He's not quite there.
EX against that Joey, I cannot believe he reacted and found an answer to a V-Trigger not many people had seen.
Oh, hold on, though. DatPip chasing.
Oh, the meaty, no vegan. That's not going to kill David.
This dash up, though, is a big threat. This dash up is for hit or not.
Oh, the final hit to do it, Joey. You a certified freak 7 days a week, but that Mika game, it ain't weak, baby. It ain't weak.
Joey. Nice. Taking out 2 consecutive Cammy players. 2 very different Cammy players.
Right?
2 very different Cammy players. Absolutely. Underscore with not just the difference of V-trigger, right?
Yes.
Obviously important. But then also, how often do you spend V-meter? When do you do wake up DP? Do you do the arrow mid-screen?
Yeah.
You know, what are your button choices in terms of pressure? All those were really different between these 2 players. And both styles, Joey had the solution.
I got to give it to Joey. Again, he said, yo, Capcom, you ain't going to do the job. I'll do it for you. Taking out 2 Cammies out of the top 8, and that means more Mika play on the way. That also means that Joey, you know, situated himself in the semifinals to go up against either Justa or Brutus when they play. Coming up next, man, this top 8 showing me something different. You know, you can think in your mind, like, you know, you watch these players and all these different local events in CASA and stuff like that. When they switch up things because CPT is on the line, they start acting different. You know, it's less about, oh, I'm going to run my secondaries that I've not played at all. I'm just messing around for the, you know, for the Twitch chat and stuff like that. You really get to see the power of the Midwest, the power of all these regions out here. And we're going to be seeing who is more powerful, Canada or the Midwest, other part of the Midwest, I guess. You know, Brutus, a final Canadian in this top 8 right here. I see you. But Just a Kid, though, I'm sorry. It's Father's Day for my son, since he's my son too. Justa out here working with the Rashid.
Okay, yeah. Obviously, Jerry is what he's best known for.
Of course.
We've seen him play Rashid as well, and okay, in this top 8, he seems committed to it, at least in these specific matches that we're fighting. This matchup for Geef, he definitely has some solutions to some of what Rashid likes to do. Can't do the whirlwinds easily. Some of those buttons that you'd like to press are either, that's the solution, stand strong is a big option as well. Oh, he was looking for stand short into Lariat.
And that flex, nice neutral jump though, set him up and set up shop. Tick throw, right to the corner you go.
Woo! Brutus, just with resources. It's plus.
Use the activation though to hold down.
Yeah, he's got infinite in big trigger 1, but
nice throw though from Justa. Staying solid, but call up in the corner, not where you want to be. Fierce, no connection though. The suck, pull him closer.
The mix-up. What a call from Brutus. Ooh, man, when it just comes down to those yes-no situations,
And that's the life of a Geef player. That's the life of a grappler. You have to make the reads. You got to be a librarian to get the win.
You got to be a brave boy.
Turn on the deck here. We're in the mixer roll right there, the light style. Let's find some sort of approach, but you have to be careful. As we saw before, the flex coming through could be the stop and gets too close.
Yeah, this has been a great set of mix-ups. Okay, maybe reading a little bit too far ahead. Now Justice got to capitalize.
Pressure has to be switched up. No, you know, if you're doing the crouch fears, sprinkle it in. Throw out the fireballs at that range, but not too close. He's in and outside that distance. That fear still could be a great button, but not used like that as he runs into the loving arms of Geef. Oh no!
Great read by Justin, not to do the quick rise at all. Woo! He can get, okay, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Still here. That man's still alive. Still a threat. Just giving the activation, I really like that, and now he gets a chance to back off.
And the trade right there, that crouching light does the job. Again, these non-committal buttons are really important for closeout round situations. Just the Kid knows where this character really makes their money, and that crouching light used to be way worse. Oh, but this is a really bad situation though.
A little bit of forward movement suddenly from Justa. Brutus did not expect that, because most of it has been at this range right here. Ooh, he's calling out stand medium kick specifically.
What's that Tundra Storm?
It's the only option.
Hasn't landed just yet. I'd love to see it though. Nice whip punish. Have you mixed the side switch with it? But the wake up CA? Oh, that's a lot of damage. He's not dead just yet.
Boom shakalaka!
Oh no!
Boom shakalaka! That's pretty nice. I mean, it's a big read. And you got to do that stuff sometimes. Again, you got to be a brave boy to play Zangief.
With the churn, baby.
I mean, look, in the West, in the U.S., in North America, I guess we would say that Zangief, many of us don't rate particularly high. That said, in other parts of the world, people rate him very high. I'm kind of in between myself. The character absolutely has strengths, and you're seeing Brutus use them very, very well right now.
Right. Especially against a matchup that is a top-tier kind of character, where Geef actually does well against many of the top tiers, or can prevent them from playing their way. And that works to his favor. As right here, as you see, with the reads, have disallowed Justice to get too much off.
A little bit too far. I really like the jump right there. Justa definitely reading it well.
Max range 2 on the jump. Heavy kick puts him in the corner. The crouching light just to harass 2 to set up with a crouching heavy punch, or the heavy punch backs away. I like how he didn't go too far in to try to get a whiff punish. And now, look at that patient play. That's from one of his other dads. The dad that he sees on Sunday, Dual Kevin, that lame style, that's where he gets it from. It ain't for me, I'll tell you that.
I'd love to see more of that. Okay, or just go in. Sometimes you got to mix it up, I suppose.
There you go. You put the St. Cola on him. I see you, boy.
How'd the St. Cola work out?
Yeah, it's not too good. As you see right here, the chase down, a double EX connects. Too greedy.
Nice job. Well, out of the corner.
We got to there with the V-skill, though. Could have got but stay solid. But you can't do one of those things again, because Brutus will definitely read that.
He also might have given a bit of info away that he might be going for V-skill up into the sky. Too far.
True. Nice buffering off that Fierce in the CA.
That man is still a threat.
Yeah.
That man is a big threat. If he finds the right light right now, if he finds jab, if he finds a light kick, if he just does it out of the blue. No, he didn't have the level 2.
That's true. Not enough par for it. That crouching light.
2 characters with some of the best closeout buttons in the game. Down jab on Geef, crouching short on Rashid.
Or just runs a meaty kick. He set up shot with a crouching light to run the meaty kick after backing away. Justice still in play. And this Rashid pick, again, every time I see this Rashid, I'm like, is it there? Is it ready for a CPT? It's on the cusp.
Okay.
It's right at the cusp. Is this the match that takes it further? Because it seems like he's committing to this character. I know that he wants to play Dre for other matchups and things like that, but it seems like he's really, really committing to playing Rashid. And again, in the loser side of things, to commit to a character, even pulling him out like this, is it's a risky move, but it's starting to work out, starting to pay out as he puts different elements of different Rashid players that he's known. Sometimes they'll go for the lame style. Sometimes they'll go for the aggressive stuff.
Yeah.
You know, switching it up, making it hard for Brutus to read, get these flexes, and get things going.
Yeah, you can see confidence. I mean, it's about confidence that he believes enough in his pick that even in this situation, as you said, losers of CPT, this is a big moment, as big as it gets, basically, in the online world.
Yeah.
And he clearly does have enough confidence. And showing that is worthwhile, that he does deserve to have confidence now at 1-1. We went back to character select. Is there a change? Abigail it is. Okay.
He's done churning. He wants to just mash up that butter. And, this matchup, I feel like with, again, the jumping, the anti-air approach and the jump is from Just a Kid maybe won't make the best situation for Brutus. But then again, we've seen the predictiveness from Brutus to come through the anti-airs and get maximum damage. So maybe he'll be able to stay solid.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this pick because Brutus kept it close.
Yeah.
All right, in some instances at least, let me say this, he could have taken it.
Yeah, I feel like those were more player reads than they were character reads, but is finding something right here. Oki time.
It was a counter hit confirmed. Nice stuff from Brutus as he slowly pushes Justa backwards a little bit over to Daylight.
EX connects. Rush punch. Working on the clutch back though. That's where you start to suffer when you're Abigail. But the jump in, like a dive kick.
Can't any more than that.
Ooh, that almost got punished.
Yeah.
But Brutus staying solid, finding his way out of the corner. Anti-air right there. And in these situations where the anti-air isn't always as strong as it used to be, you'll definitely take the trade. You got the lead in health, you can play that way. 1-1. Brutus starting to lead off.
Important check right there. Haven't been many giant flips yet, and he was ready. It's Justa with a knockdown. Harassing a little bit here. Brutus is stuck. Look at that on the big man.
Full conversion right here for the stun. And in the corner where you don't want to be. Brutus going to make the right decisions.
Again, Justa just kind of giving the activation to the opponent and Here is Brutus. He's going to get a knockdown out of this. He's going to get a mix-up opportunity.
Oh, you thought? You better stay sucker-free on a Sunday. Stuns rising reversal. Of course he does. David, of course he does.
It's still not over. Just backing off. And he can certainly still take this. It's not going to be with V-Trigger. But if he gets a whiff punish right now, oh, it's what he's looking for.
One good hit will do it.
Brutus. Oh, he found it just as the spin began. Brutus' switch over to Abigail. All right,
Interruption from Brutus. Yo, it is the switch up. The Abigail to do it. You know, I look at how like things are supposed to happen in matchups.
Yeah.
I look at how things are. Well, this character has this tool, but the way that these players play means that what's on paper doesn't always happen in the match, and that's so big in fighting games. You're seeing it right here. Brutus up a game, and he is on the final game to be exact against Just a Kid. And what an upset that would be. A lot of people would cite Just a Kid as a favorite, and not Brutus.
Maybe so. Brutus has shown a lot of stuff, and it's interesting to see Justa believe enough in his pick to go back to Rashid. He's going to stick with it all the way.
Yeah, can't change that.
I'm not saying it's bad. I think that's very interesting to note that he is that confident. He's certainly shown a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Brutus is no slacker.
Hiding out under the moon, looking for some kind of thing from Brutus. Okay, out of there.
People off the table. The check right there for the counter hit back. Oh, but the EXDP to deny that pressure. Finally pulling it out since match one.
Catching big stuff. And just his patience there definitely paid off. He's got a life lead. If Brutus blocks, I think one more thing, he's going to have trigger.
The ones are starting to pick up a little bit. Jump in, trade. But Brutus knows if he gets that hit, he ain't going to quit. Set point, Brutus. Maple syrup in his veins.
Command grab, hit, block even was an option right there, and Brutus found the right choice. The bravery comes out again. Bravery from Justa as he gets the corner. Putting Brutus into the dead of night.
So anti right there. Takes him to the corner. Be skilled. That's unfortunate. You gotta be careful, but backing off, defying his whip punches, that's better from Justa. He's been playing too much infighting, maybe a little bit too obvious with the hits. So I like him backing off and getting these whip punches off the fierce.
All these are potential hit confirms. Brutus has shown the possibility. He brings it. No, he doesn't.
Almost off the medium. Not just yet, though. Featuring on the deck. And the super. He's going to spend one of the bars for EX. This is fine. You're going to get that bar back, and you might be able to melt him before that even happens.
Ooh. Just worried. He's got the corner.
DP. One more hit to do it.
It's a big read. Jumping back. Justa still in here.
The fadeaway in play. Justa with the three-pointer. Staying solid, but still set point for Brutus. He could take this. He could take down Justa in the loser side of the bracket. Move on to fight more of these strong Midwest opponents as the last Canadian.
Catching. Brutus ready right there. It's not always about being active and trying to get on in. It's also about reacting.
Poking away, get some damage a little bit as things head up. And some of these fireballs, you're fine to take those. You still have the health to kind of use as a resource. And find the conversion right there into the EX. Abigail punch gets a knockdown.
Justa was just looking for activation. It worked out even better than that for him.
The cancel, but the
That's
walk
what I'm
up
talking
punish.
about. Oh my God, it's so unsafe. Justa's here. Yes.
It's the V reversal. Lock him down with the fireball. We out of the corner. Brutus with no V trigger for this round probably. And Just a Kid sitting on a lot of bar work with both of them trained. The full conversion right there. No, falls out of the EX run. Unfortunate, but still, Brutus with the lead.
Oh yeah, looking for that hit confirm on down medium kick, for example. Maybe a stand medium. Justa's got to stay safe.
Oh, the crush into the CA. Just a Kid. Not done just yet.
It's not enough.
The job's not done, David. The job, now it's done.
That little down short as a knife slicing at the ankles of Abigail. And the confidence in his character, again.
Yeah.
It's paying off. it's absolutely paying off right now for Justa, who's still in this thing. Again, we're going down to the 5th game. This has been how many sets in a row? Several in a row right now that we've had that have been down to the final game.
Going to the limit. I love it. I love to see more Street Fighter 5 action. I know y'all at home love to see it. I love to see the adjustments between the players. Justa can stay outside the distance, using the heavy punch for the crush to get the anti right there. Or, I'm sorry, to get the crush to get the follow-up, but Brutus with the anti right there. Back throw. There you go. Even my positioning. Now Bruce running the medium punch in some of these situations to catch that heavy punch from Justa Kid.
Hasn't gone for that much, but Justa's jumped out of it both times.
Oh,
and the chase comes. Ooh, tricky. One more for stun.
They said it was a nerf. Pull out the backboard. He comes. The stun and done. Justa Kid using the cheap stuff to get the job done. EX, heavy mixer for the finish. Justa Kid on set point, back from the brink. And sometimes the best way to shore up a character that you are working on, that you are been playing as a secondary, or you want to put him as your main, is to put him in high stress situations like this to come through and come correct.
What a little check right there. He knew exactly what was coming out of Brutus. Brutus slowly trying to push his opponent backwards.
Nice buffer.
Suddenly Justa was forward.
Yeah. We haven't been seeing too many of those buffers before. As this has been going on, he's, again, feeling confident.
A little bit too late. Brutus down in life. He's been in this situation before. But Justa with a lot of control and doesn't really even need to be this close.
Oh, that could have been real bad, but has to hold the throw, though.
Ooh. That missed hit confirm on Brutus' side. I'm not going to tell you it's easy, but I will tell you it would have been nice for him right there.
He needs these moments. We'll find the anti right there into the CA. Find himself some Oki as he puts him in disguise, looking extra fly. As he's got the lead in health, Brutus can stay solid and stave off the set point. He loves this corner pressure, this corner play. EX, the trade. Let's Justa Kid get out of the corner.
Justa's way away. Outside of sweep activation rings, that's for sure.
Runs it raw, though. Block. Uh-oh, sweep. Oh, the crush. We're going to the final game. Final round, Justa versus Brutus. To the limit. Past the red line.
Brutus has had a day, huh? This match, the Kendricks match, 2 in a row. Last game, last round.
Oh
and
my God.
he's starting this one out well. Last time he took the W, why not again?
Might not get that win. There's the crush, the side switch though from Justa. Get outside the corner, sweep out the feet with the activation. And that pressure heavy with the DP. Oh, and the bait, the stun. It's not done. Got one more sequence after this, David.
Got
the reset.
It's still not done. It's still not done.
The wake
oh,
of the
it's absolutely not done. Not done right now. Brutus, if he finds the next hit, he will take this. No, it's not going to happen. Justa makes the right choice to stay alive.
The EXDP to do it. Shout out to Lizard Man. His other father. He's putting all of his fathers together, all their styles together. To be honest, Justa Kid, that was sick. EXDP on that. Let's go.
That was sick. That was sick.
Justa going further in the bracket, taking down Brutus.
That was sick.
I'm going to get clipped later. He's going to be like, you said I was nice. That Rashid, there was a time where that Rashid was dusty.
Okay.
It was ashy. It was not good. And he took it to the lab, took it to work. He started learning and stopped being so froggy with a lot of his jump-ins, so obvious with his pressure and his approach. And now you're seeing the all that homework come together. He's ready for the test. There's still more. So, you know, you're not done just yet, but that Rashid definitely looking proper. Gonna have to be real ready when he goes up against Joey later on.
Look at all those. 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. What a losers we have had so far. Look, gotta say, there's a lot of very talented, very close in level players. Right here. We're definitely seeing that. I want to give a shout out to Brutus too. He did overcome his 7th place curse in situations like this. Hats off to him. Obviously, he would love to have gone farther, and it was very close.
Yes.
Last round, that's something to take away with you. But, man, those were some real heart-pounding matches that he had, that all of those players have had so far, to be honest. But It's been a good loser's side, no doubt about that.
It's been fantastic. I've loved every second, especially this top 8. Top 16 was great, but this top 8 has been fire. And we are going to be seeing so much action in terms of high-level stuff. And while y'all are, watching this great beatdowns, listen to great beat. That's the Capcom Pro Tour 2021 song. Y'all need to be looking that up. Having a theme song for the whole tour, be bopping that right below. Tell me what you guys think about that in the chat. Also, hit me up on Twitter and let me know what's good, as we're going to hit you guys up with some more games after this break. Oh, you know what? Before we do the break, though, I got to let you know that during the break, y'all can hit up PlayStation Evo and go ahead and sign up and play. You think you're nice? I see you talking in the chat how cool you are. I would have did this and that. Why don't you show me in these PlayStation Evo tournaments that we're having up, the preliminary tournaments, to get ready for the finals for that Street Fighter V tournament. You know what I'm saying, y'all? If you're nice, come through. Give them the hands or, get hands. And after this break, we're going to have more Street Fighter V action coming your way.
Dan Hibiki, back after the ultimate improvement. Father! Psycho! What's up, what's up? See ya. Psycho! The legend has now begun. Burn this in your memory! Psycho! Whoosha! To honor Father, Big Bro will do his best.
Welcome back to the Midwest CPT tournament. And people, it's going to get hot. It's going to get heavy because we have probably the premier match of the night so far. Brian F. versus Rob TV, the no neutral friends are enemies.
It's winners finals, and they're coming into this, I think, honestly, as the prohibitive favorites. Let me tell you about their paths in coming into the situation. Here's Brian F's complete path. 2-0 over Rob EV, 2-0 over Comaris, 2-0 over Shinku 24, 2-0 over Kendricks, 2-0 over Underscore, and then 3-0 over Justa. Okay, here's Rob TV's. 2-0 over Truth God, 2-0 over Spababin, 2-0 over Ramsey, 2-0 over Mr. Mad Gear, and then 3-0 over DatPip. That's right, neither one of these players has lost a single game yet in this entire tournament. And like I said, I do think that there's this separation here. Meanwhile, in loser side, fantastic matches. I have had a blast watching these, but we see these players who are really, really good, but very close in terms of skill level to each other.
Right.
And then you got these dudes who have not yet lost at all. So for me, these are definitely the two significant favorites coming into this. I don't know that I would have specifically called that before the tournament started. But now that we're in winners finals and we can see the work everybody's done, they're looking really, really good this weekend.
To me, you look at like what's going on here in this tournament, you cannot deny Brian F. or Rob TV as top-level players. You know, they're not just content creators out here. They're out here making content of you, and they're about to be content in that top spot. This will determine who is going to be solidified winner's side of grand finals. One person from the Midwest proper is going to make it.
They're not just content creators? Never were.
Never were. I feel like in at least recent time, you know, they had a first of 10, I believe it was, and it was Rob TV that walked away the victor. But you know that Brian F being as surgical and technical as he is, you definitely study that data to try to get that win. But same with Rob TV, you know, even if it's a win, he's not going to take that line down.
Oh, no. Yeah, he will continue to work. Even on the W's, we got Brian with V-Skill 2 and Trigger 2. He chose not to get V-Skill 2. He wanted to go in. Here's Rob. And giving it up, Bravo's ready.
Did it before, the chase down. Using the crouching kick, such a great button to chase down the V-shift. Tech, though, caught up in the corner. Brian F. got to find a way out.
Already a little bit more V-shift heavy. He missed it, and no cancel for Brian.
Back buffer. I don't know if it's nerves or not. V-shifts away. Sweep and play. Off the feet.
Brian's out of there. His use of V-meter, I think, is always one of the most interesting. His defense with it, fantastic.
Points to choose that, too, and try to go for the overhead. Not going to get scammed.
I'm surprised to see that. I'll be honest. I'm surprised to see that.
I haven't seen Rob TV do any, never done the command grab ever in his life.
He's been so solid all weekend. You know Brian's solid. What are you doing out here, Rob?
Come on. He's like, I got to, you know, it's been since season 1 since I've got somebody with that. For EX connects all the way to the corner. Brian putting under pressure.
Spending that V-meter a lot right now. Now, obviously, Karen can do that. But still, oh, wow. Stealing a big turn.
In his favor, you got to do that cross side switch. We're in a double time. EX. The Rob TV special. Risenha against the throw. There you go. Rob loves to do that. You know, if you haven't seen him play, he loves. Yes, we saw already in this tournament, chasing down people with the Rasenna as the throw bait. Evened out in terms of games right here. In terms of rounds, I should say. Yo, the whip punish, setting up shop.
Yeah, kind of OSing there. If it had been blocked, no button would have come out. This is Rob now, hunting for every single button. Already Brian, almost in trouble. Yeah, next hit for stun. No, he's out of there.
Chasing the back away.
And he holds on to the bar. That V-meter bar.
EXCP. Rob feels comfortable doing that with the health lead. Now Beacher getting played. The check on the dash. Conversion. Was it raw? The interruption from Brian up, knowing the gaps. Threading the needle.
I feel like this is the first V-skill, too, that we've seen. Rob knows anything's going to do it, and so he is safety first right now. He's looking for a dash or something like that out of Brian. Instead, he dashes. He's the one who came in there after 10 seconds of nothing at all. After 10 seconds of expecting forward movement from Brian, he's the one who came in.
That's the higher echelon of play. When you know someone and you think they're going to do something and they do something way different because He would never dash it on me. I'm setting up. You know, I'm waiting for that dash. He would never do that to me.
Yep.
And then he does.
Exactly
That's
right.
how you know that they're friends outside of the game. But when it comes down to the match, you're just in the way. You're just in the way of my path. The first one to Rob TV, but that wasn't easy. Dash in, round start. Socks up with a V skill, the Dipsy roll, but V skill right back at from Rob TV.
He's there every single time. The hit confirms. Brian. Now, will he go back to V-skill? Okay, yeah. Last time it was a little bit more forward movement each time. He only got V-skill at the end, and this time it does seem like the change is to bring it out more often.
Yeah. Definitely apply a lot more pressure. Keep the plus frames going. That positivity.
That also means, though, that you're just relying on your neutral game, right? You're not pressuring quite as often.
And look at how much she gets off her neutral exchanges right here. Full damage on the deck. Rog also can do the same if he's allowed. Nice denial of the overhead. It's super slow. Brian F. catching that.
Yeah. I mean, Rob sticks the buttons in where they need to go.
Knows what to do. Don't let us see another 3-0. I mean, even if it goes that way, the fact of the matter is they're at the precipice back and forth in these rounds. But Rob TV's neutral, he's looking. I mean, look at the name, Big Nooch out here.
Big Nooch.
It's Big Nooch out here. What did this man tell you? It's Big Nooch gets us done and getting it done.
The standing reset. Brian's still in trouble. No way to solve it quite yet, but again, anything, there it is. Rob TV, it's not just about the neutral, it's about the pressure too. It's when he's needed the defense, mostly it's been there. Brian's decision to switch to a little bit more of V-skill 2. Again, that does mean, like you said, right, dash punches, more plus, right? You can do them more frequently.
Yeah.
They result in big damage on hit. That does mean, though, that when you get knockdowns, you're not going to be there because you're busy charging up V-skill 2. So the decision to go for that maybe more neutral heavy versus this neutral heavy player in Rob, I don't know. What do you think about that?
I just think that, you know, it has to be a switch of both. If you're running these both, you got to switch it up. Sometimes you got to go for the Oki, sometimes you got to go for the V-skill. It can't be one or the other. They're not going to be working unless they're working in tandem. Here's the anti right there. Rob on game point. Gets put on notice right here. Brian with the wake-up decision. V-skill runs it. But this buffer game right here from Rob TV, set shot for the medium. Crouch communicate has been the crux of his game plan. In the sweep of the feet, had the V trigger to watch his 6. I really hope that Brian F got more tricks because this is set point for another sweep from Rob TV. EX connects corner carry.
Okay, and this time Brian did move forward a little bit. It's not a free grab attempt out of it, and Rob knows that, though. Again, the low. He's stabbed in on the low a few times now.
That heavy kick right there to check any of these buttons. Priority system, let it take the wheel. Oh, the width and the catch right there from Rob TV.
Man, I love his V-shift usage. It puts him back into neutral so often, and that's exactly where he's had so much control, just like this. He's got the corner, though.
Don't press the button, but there's a back, though. Hollywood! Rob TV situated for Grand Finals winner side. I'm sorry. Hollywood. Rob TV. Gotta put the respect on it. You thought he was just a content creator? You thought he was just a host? He's putting in mad work out here. It cannot be denied that Rob is top level as he sends down his friend into losers.
One of these players came in, or is leaving without having lost a game even still. Rob, I mentioned his entire path forward last time, and now it's gotten even harder as he made his way through Brian F. still without losing a single game. He's waiting in grands. He's guaranteed top 2. Who cares about second place? This is about getting first place, and he's put himself in a great spot to do that.
If you look at his mentality, if you watch his stream, make sure you all do actually both streams for Brian F. and Rob TV. If you look at Rob's mentality, he's always been so situated in, hey, if something happens, whether it be, a spike or whatever, or I can confirm it's my fault. It's all my fault. And putting the onus on him allows him to stay super solid and dang near every, find those hits every single time. But when you're finding more matches in the loser side, let's move all the way down there to catch more of this action. And this will determine throughout these loser side matches who's going to be fighting Rob TV. Are we seeing a rematch of Brian F?
Maybe.
Are we going to be seeing Just to come through to fight his other father? Are we seeing Joey go in and try to get that mix?
Yeah, that's the question. Joey versus Justa. Do you think that Justa's going to stay with this Rashid even here?
I almost want him to at this point.
Yeah,
he's
I mean,
on
why
fire
not,
with
right?
it, right? Yeah, he's on fire with it. I years ago again, I could have dissed that Rashid, but this one's looking super solid. Like, it's a legit threat. And at this point, when you're so fired up with this character, yes, you've been the premier jury player in the NA.
Yeah.
Yes, you've been putting work with that character. But right now, your style and what you want to do is with Rashid. Is it going to be Rashid? Yes, it is.
There you go. He agrees. He has confidence in this Rashid. He's liked what it's done for him so far. What it's done for him has gotten him to top 4. That's where we are here in losers semifinals. Joey, of course, with the Mika. Interrupting right away, setting the tone. Obviously, they've played each other 1,000 times.
But maybe more with jury than, Rashid.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Joey understanding the ranges perfectly.
Check out their neutral jump and lands the command grab in the corner. Run the mix. When it comes to offense, that's easy to learn for a character. What about defense? But he will find his way out using the EX to get the corner escape and the DP to put Joey caught up in the corner.
Joey, the V-trigger 2. Justa's out.
Does it roll, but gets caught? Off the backboard, avoids the... You know what? I was talking about his defense being lacking and slacking. Not there. That's usually the last thing you learn, but Justa kept staying solid. Defense, diligence, damage. Justa doing work.
The fake. Now, Joey noticed, I think, what Justa's button timings were last time. Justa definitely had some catches with stand medium kick. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah,
right there.
Quite a bit. People say Rashid doesn't have damage. I disagree in some of these situations. When he's been, given these extensions off the bar. Check, though, from Joey. Interruption, though, from Justa. No conversion. Joey got to find these hits to get outside the corner.
That's going to hit.
So many times we've seen that activation roll. You got to cook it, my friend.
Uh-oh. Coming out again. Yep, it comes out faster.
Which way? Oh, goes low. There you go. EX connects. Ooh, Joey.
Love it. That was legit tricky.
That was a pure grip on the neutral right there, but with the command grab, that might have been an input error. Justa taking full advantage of that situation.
Justa again, setting it up for himself on reaction. We have seen that a lot, not just from Joey, but from many people today, this weekend.
Look at that anti-air.
On reaction.
I love that anti-air from Joey, though. At that range, not bad to throw out.
The catches are here. Okay, Justa twice, 2 for 2.
Joey has to realize those situations will come through, especially when he's got bar, finds the crush, the follow-up. Heavy mixer, one more sequence. Now we want to be off the backboard. They said it was a nerf, but it looked like a buff to me. Gets away, escapes. The dish go.
Oh, boy, it's coming. Okay, she's going to be ready now. Nadeshko. Oh, what a call out!
Oh, but the wake up and another call. He picked up both. Just a kid getting got. You better stay sucker free on a Sunday. Joey, that was ridiculous. We've seen so many mixes when he gets him caught up in the corner. And again, defense is one thing that you have to really ingrain in yourself when you're learning a character or you're really new with the character. Not even really new, but not as structured as jury, right? However, it's even harder when you have someone like Joey who lives and breathes the corner mix. Drop kick, put him in the corner. The fall for the crush. Things are going downhill. Does find the back though.
Expecting wake up DP. Out of there again on reaction. Wow! It wasn't quite there. Interesting. If there had been a roll along with it, that would have been cute.
A full punish right there, but Joey still with the life lead. The splash. You're going to see something different for his jump-ins.
Oh, man, his neutral game was looking good right now. Joey with these individual buttons harassing as Mika.
Again, you don't see that from Mika players. Like the neutral of that character, not so good, but Joey's going to get it work until ... the ellipses. There's a back though. What? Dirty stuff. Had the activation to make him think twice.
Oh, that Dashko just rubbing it in afterward.
The PM. Joey's putting in mad work out here. Nice anti-air right there. And this is where things go downhill. Wake up EXCPs like that early in the round. Show me signs of Just a Kid panicking.
Well, he's out at least. A hard read. Each time you do it, it's a hard read.
And he stays solid. Heavy kick activation. Finds its mark. The EX and the reset stays in front. B shift. You're just going to die tired, baby.
Out of there. Okay, only the medium kick. I think Joey's fine. Yeah, he's here. Stabbing back in. No anti-air that time.
Well, Jessica has to be super careful. Got too greedy. If you dash up EX trying to catch a dash, didn't work out. But the wake up decision. What's for breakfast? It's EX command grabs, baby. Joey, put him down to the ground.
Shout out to V-Shift, man. When people saw that, they were like, oh, this means grapplers are dead.
Right.
Grapplers died because you can just V-Shift out of their command grabs.
I see you, Luffy.
But on the other side, it also means that they have a reason to make you not want to always press a button on their wake up.
Right, exactly.
Because I think what probably happened there is that Justa was trying to chase down a V-shift. He had done that already. We've seen it happen already. And so instead, Joey waking up with the button, interrupting that directly into command grab.
Now I hear the return of the Battle Lounge. And this is something that Just a Kid had said on his stream. He was like, you know, if I have to fight a Mika player, you know, I'm going to run the jury pick. He actually was about Tay, I believe. And he was like, yeah, I'm just going to run, you know, jury. I'm going to, you know, poke away. You'll be really annoying. Nice lame style and, you know, do it that way. He ran the Rashid and so on. But will this be the time that we see the jury? Will this be the time that he commits to the jury? Because the Rashid, again, in these situations where you're losing and you haven't fully ingrained that in a tournament-style play, it's good to get that pressure going, but maybe it's time to return to the original Bay.
What do we got? He got a Rashid.
Rashid.
He's going to trust. He's
leaving the Foot Clan. He's leaving the Foot Clan behind.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah. Not according to his retweets, but yeah, you're right. He's already done this. He's already shown that he's willing to trust the Rashid. He did that in his last matchup as well versus Brutus. It worked.
Right, that's true. He did bring the comeback. He did make the return over seat. Can he do it here? Down 2 games though, but Joey, just a different beast out here. B shift and play. B skill doesn't get the follow up. No problem. No, the corner push is looking clean.
Might have been intended wingless. Not sure.
You've seen Joey try to go for some anti-airs, but still, here's the activation. Mix.
Oh, come on.
Too far out though. I don't know if he was waiting for ECP or what. Still got one more in the tank. Let it loose.
Oh, Nadeshko, he wasn't even there. What are you doing? Swinging at the air. What a chase. See how many dashes this man just did? And then he finds the final hit in the round to put himself at match point.
Even with that break that Jessica has taken, it's not been enough. Joey staying solid. He's on set point to move on this bracket. Believe in this Rashid pick. Can he do it? Can he just give us more games?
Waited first just in case of EXDP. We have seen it a bunch after all.
Finds the side switch. DP, of course.
And out of there. Ah ha ha! I heard grapplers are dead because of V-shift.
Yeah, I heard so too, but look at what's happening here. Joey still has room to play. Well, he bar at the bottom. He can still make the return over C. Activation.
How much work can he get done with this character? One starts. What a block!
That's how it begins. That's how Joey wins. B reversal, not gonna get caught. Oh, but falls on the
go! What a block! What a set of blocks that adjusted to stay alive.
Careful, Justa, don't get too close. But the air right there, Justa staying solid and giving us a little bit more. Staying at that set point for now, but Joey's still on it.
He's tried down medium kick. Okay, so I don't think it's wingless at this point. Jumping out.
All that bar wasted. Cough in the corner, not where you want to be against Rashid. There's the air. Try to do the JB. No go.
Big dash. Feigning it. Justa's here. Again, the trigger to contend with. Justa has allowed people to activate quite a few, and he does again.
Got to disallow that approach.
He's confident in his D. What can you say? I mean, he's ready for them to activate it, and then he thinks, okay, I'm going to block it out, or have the right solution right here.
Let's see if that approach against the disco. Stay solid against the chair. Look at the patience that he's playing. At this distance, he's fine to get that one. One more hit to get it. Stop the feet, though. Joey getting risky.
Oh, he's only a few decisions away. Just a very safe play.
Yeah. Doesn't need to overextend. In fact, he can back off. 30 seconds on the clock. He can walk away from this decision. Off the backboard. The reversal takes his turn back. Anti-air right there. Oh, it does the raw stuff.
She almost had super.
Right, that would have been
the
it.
risk?
That would have been it.
You see the risk right there?
Young cats don't care. Y'all play like you ain't got nothing. Like the next day ain't promised. Dang.
Again, though, I do like that Just a Kid is trusting that Rashid, trusting in his own defense as well. As this set goes on, we see his D being better and better.
Right, right.
He presents an activation point, and he thinks, okay, I'm going to block it out regardless. I'm going to jump out of your command grab. I'm going to EXDP when I need to. And he has been. Over the last game or so, he has been.
Will the reverse happen where Joey starts to recognize those moments and either set up a different activation point or wait for moments where like he feels like Just a Kid isn't ready, like the mental stack is too heavy? Oh, nice interruption off the crush. Finds the DP, back to mid-screen. He shifts away. That murdered the grapplers. I don't know about that one.
No. I definitely get why people did say that, but that said, got Joy up here in top 4.
That's true. No counter hit, no problem.
Nadeshko. Interesting with the jump short. Oh, what a chase with V-Trigger.
These adaptations from Just a Kid. And the jab check, you're going to do it raw? You better cook that. It's Tartar. Just a Kid's decisions in terms of defense have been absolutely delicious. I'm going to tell you one thing. He was talking about his adaptations have been getting better, and I'm starting to see it. And we're seeing it here against the V-Trigger robbery, that could come through. And just disallowing, actually making Joey, it feels like Joey's the one that's frustrated now.
Yeah, totally. It's definitely Justin who's getting more mix-ups right than not. Okay. It's not wake up super. It is wait for a button, then super. I feel like that has a way higher success rate than just raw wake up super.
That's a little different. That's okay. We'll let that one rock. Whips the command grab punish. Of course, Just a Kid. Put him in the corner. Heavy kick activation. No chase down. But that was actually the right time to shine. Didn't have to press a button. Finds the punish. V-Trigger.
Nadeshko's coming.
And the DP again.
Tried to jump and no. Look at the size of that projectile coming her way.
Big. That's a big boy.
Again, we have a situation where Just a Kid trusted himself, trusted his character choice, and again, he's fought his way into game number 5. As this has come through, I mean, his journey, okay, he lost to Brian F. At the beginning of this top 8.
Right.
Brutus was 3-2. Again, it's 3-2. He's had close matches.
Yeah, he could take this. As you said before, find that moment of trusting his choice. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't fully trusting his choice, when he picks up the Rashid, but proving us wrong, at least proving me wrong, having the ability to be like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna run this character. Win or lose, I'm gonna put the effort and time that I put into this character means I'll be just fine if I make it in this top 8 spot. I just have to stick to my course. Don't change my game plan. Want the final game, and now I feel like it's the reverse. Joey is frustrated.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot more jump-ins, and that's Just a Kid's wheelhouse. And I mean in a good way, Just a Kid. Don't get mad at me. When he's able to come through from the skies, I feel like he lives in that area where he's like, I've now committed these jump-ins, and we haven't seen the crouching medium kicks to anti-air because they're at the wrong distances.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not coming through as much, right? So now Joey it's on him to stop the obstinance. Final game between the two.
This will mean one of them gets into losers finals. One of them gets in the top 3. Brian F's the opponent there. Nobody's thinking ahead yet, though. It's one final game. Joey being active again. Those jump-ins have been gigantic.
And look at where it leads him to. Right to the corner. He's going to continue the game plan. And the JB from Justa. That's the dive kick from the skies. No surprise. We're going to see that stun. And almost done. And there's the throw, Justa. One more round away. What a turtle. He was on the precipice of being sent out of this tournament. This is not the only time, as you had said before.
Joey trying to start off from really far away. You can see outside of a dash range. He's looking for then walking up into it and whiff punishing like this. This is the game plan. Yep, tries it again. Okay. Moving forward even more. That's not what Justa expected.
Yeah, introducing the command grab into this equation a little bit, but the whip punish of Justa. Catching that button. There's the tick throw. Off the hit. The theme is playing. David, this theme is kind of blaring for him. I don't know. Joy with the activation. Reverse situation. Let me see some mix. The wait and bait. Reel it in.
Finally, the bait. We have seen a lot of success from Justa in doing so. Here's Joey. No EX bar for Justa.
Air heavy kick. Catches the backdash. There's a throw. Oh my God, Justa just needs a single hit, but Joey is on the same verge.
It's
Oh, and the EX wingless. Oh, we're going to the final game, final round. Justa, Joey. Yo, let me know who you got. I can't see the chat, but y'all, I want to know who you got. This is going down to the wire again.
Justa there to catch it as Joey tried to get in. And now a lot of dashing, a lot of running in. Justa had been jumping as you were talking about, Joey. Not looking for this forward movement. A little bit too far.
Unfortunate. Joey getting outside the corner. Ate some damage for it, though. But Joey had went back to V-Trigger 1. That's off the table.
Yeah.
For any more mix-ups. Lost so much health. Justa's like, hey, this is cool. That lame style.
Catches it. And now Joey doing a great job of mixing up when he dashes or not. Justa moving forward. Not overextending. Okay. A huge moment now. Joey with the button. Oh, he's got the grab. Super's there. He's very scary. He's very dangerous. If he finds the confirm.
There's the air there. The V, I like that. Break to get outside the corner. Looking for the crouching kick. One hit to do it. The EX connects. One way from either side. What's the decision? Wakes up Super to take down Joey Justa. Done did it. It's Father's Day. And Justa Kid said, get sunned.
The read right there, the understanding from Joey that there was going to be a wake-up super and that he was going to get chip killed if he stood there at all. His one hope was to hope that he could jump forward over it, and that's not how that works, unfortunately, for him. Justa makes it his way through. Let's talk about this loser's side for everybody so far.
Oh my
Please,
gosh.
to the brackets. 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, every single one so far. This is a loser's side for the ages right here. Some of these matches are some of my favorite that I've seen in Street Fighter V in recent memory. And that one right there, again, Justa taking it through. It will be Brian F versus Justa. It's a rematch as well from the beginning of this top 8.
Oh my God. To see a rematch of him possibly going to Rashid, learning new things, evolving during a top 8 situation, during a CPT situation against top-level Midwest players is ridiculous. I used to come in with the mindset, hey, come with the right character. Come with the character that you've been practicing for years, for months, that you've situated with. Sometimes it's just better to say, hey, I've got this character, and all you do to refine it is to put it in the fires.
Looking great. No doubt about it. Got a pretty good guess of who Brian's going to play. Got a pretty good guess of who Rob TV will play as well. I'm curious who you would play if you were to play in the PlayStation tournaments. Again, you can head over to compete.playstation.com and sign up. They have a lot of things going on. You can join the PlayStation Tournaments EVO 2021 online warm-ups that are happening all over the place in your region as well. Please check it out. Hope you stick around for Losers Finals. It's coming right up. Welcome to the very last part of what has honestly been one of my favorite CPT top 8s that I've seen in a long time. This is the losers finals of NA Midwest #1 coming up next. Again, every single set in losers side in this top 8, 3-2. Every single one has been as close as it gets. I'm curious though, as you guys take a look at the bracket, whether this one's going to be the same, because we had a preview. We had a preview of this match right at the beginning of this top 8. It was just a losing 0-3 to Brian F. Will he take it this time? His Rashid has looked better and better.
It has.
He's been trusting it. He's been making comebacks with it. He's been having control with it. The mix-ups have been looking good. The defense, great as well. What do you think his chances are here versus Brian F?
You know, we say that, and we see the power up. He's like a Saiyan. He's just getting stronger and stronger after every battle. But this battle may be the one that conquers him, because Brian F, on the other hand, someone who is, all about the F you and I'm having fun kind of deal, when he is upset, when he is, knocked down the losers after, fighting Rob TV and losing to Rob TV, wants that revenge and that comeback, I feel like he's in that zone where he's like, I can't lose. Especially, first of all, I can't lose to Justa, and I won't lose to Rob TV, is what he is thinking. It's going to be the Rashid versus Rog losers finals, Justa versus Equinox's own Brian F. People, let's get it.
The matchup as well between two players who know each other very well. Justa describing Brian F as his FGC father. Brian F saying, I'm going to have to take out my son yet again today. If it would be a double elimination.
That's true. Gonna write that name in the black book just to get the job done. Crush, though, Brian up to a great, strong start, but here's the activation off the medium. Side switch 2. Hold the throw.
Justice here. Remember Brian's defense from last time? Yeah, his view reversals were huge. He jumped out of whirlwind pressure a bunch as well. And it just seemed really tough for Justa to get going. So far, honestly, we're seeing much the same.
Brian F. just staying solid right now. Doesn't have to overextend. You have to do that, especially against this kind of character. Like, your players against him are not too good. Get the medium punch, but be out of there. Brian F. knows his matchup. He's played dual cabin. He's probably played Justa. Even with the Rashid, he understands what to do.
And he knows at this point, all he needs to do is find one more hit. There it is.
That -4, baby. Let me see in the chat the -4. Brian F. at the right distance to do it. Staying solid and disallowing a lot of those corner pushes that you usually see from Rashid.
No, it's absolutely been neutral control out of Brian. He even steals a turn for the dash forward into grab. And there as well. Oh, into nothing. Except for corner control.
Which is good, but a few drops here and there. Gotta clean it up.
Justa's patience. Oh, speed trigger. He's cool. He's cool. He's cool.
But what a waste. But still, gets a side switch. A little bit of B-bar on the deck to get further combos if need be. There's a V-reversal, though. Back to mid-screen. And the check, the dash up from Brian F. Super obstinate out here. EX, V-skill, another EX to do it. Brian F. with the first one.
Again, what sticks out to me is the V-meter usage. He's got the best V-reversals we've seen all day. No doubt about that. Those V-reversals get him out of pressure right away. And he's very confident, it seems, that he's been doing V-reversals right away without reacting. Right? He's well, he obviously sees that he's blocking, but he's not. Maybe he is. Maybe he's a genius. I don't know. But it's so fast, I can't believe that he's actually seeing that it's a heavy button or medium that's canceled. I think he's just doing it. But hey, he's right a lot of the time, and it turns into offense for him, or it turns into safety for him.
So off the feet too far out, though, to get the punish. And Brian F., I feel like, is when he's doing his V-reversals, by the way, he is he's stopping any of that on-block pressure, but still got with the crush, though. B shifts away. Off in the corner just to get with the corner pressure. Typical Rashid play we love to see. B reversal, though. Denies the EX.
Justa with the life lead and not feeling like he needs to overextend. Tried for spacing trap. Brian's there instead. Okay.
Crush off the feet. EX reset. Blocks it out, though, Justa. He's got people looking for the activation. The neutral jump from Brian to call that out. Too far out, though. Like the idea.
He's calling out the activation point is what he's looking for. He tried it again. Justa, though, there.
Nice checks, nice challenge. Outside the corner. EX runs it raw. B-bar keeps it safe. B-trigger, I should say, keeps it safe. The
double
dash. Oh, and with that, a low amount of help. We see this before from Brian F. He'll done do it, right? Doesn't matter if he's got high, low. Doesn't matter which way he go, because he's going to get another round on the board. the ability to say, even though I'm low on life and I know that you think I'm going to back off and go in for the win, Brian F. Surgical. Dissecting his opponents.
Okay, Brian waiting out this time. Not always universal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, big stone turn. Love it.
Ooh, that could have been worse. It could have been stunned. The reversal to jump off the backboard. And Jessica getting it done, putting back in the corner. No EX bar spent just yet, but finds a medium off that hit. Now evening things out. A little bit more pressure in this corner situation, and some of that was from not using that V-bar, the V-reversals that we've seen before. But that's fine. I think for Brian, if he's willing to put that data in Jessica's mind to say, hey, maybe sometimes I won't do it to change up what I do on defense.
Yeah, I think Brian still feels good. The way he's playing a neutral right now. Oh, okay.
Overhead denied with a V-shift applied. And the punish too.
He's in here.
Oh, so
okay.
Double time.
He had gone low a bunch of times. Here's the low. Finally, it's not quite enough. There it is, though. Of course, he backs off to seal the deal.
Folding this dude like laundry in the corner. It's Father's Day. Did you give me a present, son? No, get got. Brian F. One game away, you could tell that he's mad. You could tell that he's upset after that Rob TV battle. You know, you go down like that, you get cleaned up. Someone who's a competitor like him definitely wants to have that revenge. And the only person that stands his way right now is Just a Kid. And that's why we see the constant aggression. We see a lot of challenges from Brian F., a lot of dash-ins when it's not even his turn, just to set up the approach. And Just a Kid is not able to stave off what Brian F. wants to do in totality.
I do like a bunch of what we're seeing out of Just a Kid, but the end of that round was really about Brian running the mix-ups all of a sudden in a way that he rarely does. He doesn't usually play that style.
No.
Mostly, again, what I think of mostly when I think of Brian F's boxer style is solid play, it's defense, it's capitalizing on big moments, right? He does a lot of research. Sometimes you got to bring in the overhead. Sometimes you got to bring in low. He had been going low, like we were talking about before. So the mix-ups did count. Now, we have gone back to character select. Is this finally trusting to the... He's still doing it, baby. He's going to run the Rashid the whole way through.
But this
He's been here before.
Right. Yeah.
He's been here before.
That's how it went before. He went back to character select screen, or just to chill out in the lobby for a second, and he got stuff done. Can he do it now? Game point, Brian F. though. What's that run back?
He was down 0-2 versus Joey. He won 3 in a row after that. Why not again?
Max range on the dash punch. EX right back at him. Mine's better. Hold the throw.
Out of there at least. Oh, man, you just never know when Brian wants to press that button.
Crush. With a tap just like that. Brian F. on set point. I'm having fun with my son, says Brian F. But we've seen this before. Just a Kid could come back from the precipice as he's done before. Is the power up there, though?
Justin trying to find something to do right here. We see a lot of buttons coming out of him. Got a little bit lucky, capitalized.
Runs the EX full corner conversion right here, throw. This is where Just a Kid needs to play. So he has to have it his way.
He's not canceling all these. And when he saw the Fierce, he was out of there. All right, I believe that he's doing these on reaction. Nice work.
Nice check. On that dash in. EX again. Going back to the other state, the other side. Off the backboard again. This is the dirty stuff. This is what you want to see from Rashid.
Oh, okay. Pressing a button right away in a way that he hadn't really as much before. Again, the adaptation has been here. Last set, he had to do it as well.
And he talked about that before, being so important for him. To be able to adapt on the fly is so important, you know, and something he's been working on. We've been seeing it through this bracket. We've been seeing it as he's making these big turnarounds. Again, we might see it here. We might see more games. Depends on how Brian F. plays.
He was down 2-1 versus Brutus. Again, he was down 2-0 in the last set as well.
What's the brakes on him? Careful with those buttons right there. Whip. He's going to allow Just a Kid to get the corner carry, but the crush, though, off the feet.
Throwing the big sub out. Brian maintains corner control here as he has a big life lead. The low
with the reset to one more hit. Okay. Just follow up with Just a Kid. With the decision. The back throw from Brian F. F.U.N. I'm having fun with my son as he takes down Justa for the rematch with Rob TV.
I don't know about that father-son relationship right there.
Don't look it too good.
Taking it back to the Torah and some of the ways that the interactions were now as well. Oh, man. Oh, bummer. He got the message from What to Do on High, and he actually went through with it this time. I'll tell you that. His play was fantastic. I mean, again, I think a lot about the defense from Brian F. But he also had amazing offense as well, and you could tell clearly that he knows not just the character matchup, but the player matchup for sure. I do think saw a little bit more in the way of adaptation as that was going on from Just a Kid, but obviously just not enough, not fast enough. It's going to be a rematch in grand finals between Rob TV and Brian F. That was the winners finals. You can see what the score was right there.
Yeah,
you can see what the score was. It was 3-0. What do you think? Now, we just had this conversation about Just a Kid 5 minutes ago. What do you think the chances are that Brian F. is the one who at least takes this first set here in grand finals? I
think this is no longer the Brian F. that we saw with the mustache. This is no longer Brian F. That we see on his stream. This is an ascended Brian F. that is angry. He's done making content. He wants to make content out of you. He wants to make content out of Rob TV. He wants that run back. He's already lost in the long set that they've had, the little money match that they had before, a couple weeks before. But now is the real deal. CPT style. Winner side, Rob TV. Loser side, Brian F. The finals, grand finals of the Mid-Best. People, let's get it.
Classically, it's going to be a 1-3. And, of course, Rob TV's coming into this from winner's side. He's just got to win the first to 3.
That's right.
Brian F's got to win 2 of them.
We see how, Rob just lays out this template, and he's going to the V skill, too.
Big stolen turn. That's what he had last time. Will he go in? Maybe he was waiting to see what the quick rise or not, or even just delay from Rob TV was.
So the target combo right here. Again, Brian F. built just a different trash can. Trying to make Rob into recycling. V reversal, though. Again, we've seen that defensive V reversal so many times from him. Choosing the right moments.
It's just his reactions are very good.
And what he lays out to do to catch the backdash. Here's the EX, though. Back to mid-screen we go. Gotta space these dash punches out perfectly, and the bopper off the medium. Rob TV starting off super strong.
It's really much the same as we saw in the first set in winners finals. Brian F with the activation. Swinging. And Rob has definitely been pressing buttons, but honestly not very many up close. Not defensively.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get crushed, sitting in the corner, giving, even Brian F the corner position and more bar the bomb to work with. Especially with that V-trigger too. We haven't seen it being used, but we're seeing Rob taking stake to stake, coast to coast.
I'm telling you, yeah, there just haven't been very many buttons with that range. It's the knockdown at least.
Great
Rob
life.
TV scooting back in.
A lot of great life on both sides. Rob's winding down, but he's still keeping an aggressive approach. You see him walking forward, pressing buttons here and there. He doesn't want to give up that space on the screen. Back throw with the walk up too.
You got control when you can do walk up grab. Brian now with that trigger too. Rob with his own, and he's got enough bar here. Oh yeah. Game number 1. And again, you got to say it's very similar to how the winner's side finals went.
Right.
Where it was Rob with a lot of neutral control. So much so, again, that he felt like he could just walk up and get a grab, even though Brian has great awareness, great defense. It's the threat. It's the threat of knowing that every single time he hits you with a crouching medium kick or a stand medium punch or a stand fierce, whatever it may be, it's gonna be into damage and knockdown, and you just don't want to get got. So what do? You sit still, and that's exactly when Rob TV comes in for the grab.
You let him be comfortable with his template, and we've also seen some neutral jumps from Rob TV, just not a lot, just to say, hey, I will do this, and I'll put these in play. Even more things for Brian F to think about, and especially in the loser side of things, you definitely have to heat up, and it's hard. Rob sitting in comfortably in the winner side. Have to wait for the reset if Brian F does this, but this is looking difficult. I'm not going to lie. Punish.
Okay, Rob. The
Nice
challenge
check.
there. Yeah, the okie dokes haven't worked. It's really just been the solid stuff, but that's been obviously enough.
Catching a button right there with the Erectus. Finds the crouch mini kick to do it again. Rob TV. It's preventing Brian F from doing much. Even if you try to stick out a button, those plus on block regardless coming through to put put you in the corner. And already these round starts, the damage on the deck, the corner carry runs the EX though. Back to mid screen. Brian F swinging.
You can tell there's a no man's land, and Brian knows it. He's not pressing any buttons in that down medium kick range.
The throw. Stun is rising. Crush off the feet. And that's a new change right there for the character. Can do the dipsy roll without having to be punished in certain situations. Finds the crush. Ooh.
He just didn't have the right read, unfortunately, for Brian. And awareness was there. Awareness was there. So
Okay.
Rob finally trying to steal a turn. He hasn't needed to.
Right, yeah.
But when he finally did, Brian was ready for it.
And he's Brian F. This is awake and aware for a lot of things. Mental stack still not overloaded just like that. But the back away, I see that he is now dealing with the dash punch just by fading away as he did before with the heavy punch.
Yeah, you don't know where he's going to be. His movement is really good. It's not about dashing. It's about just being inside or outside of the ranges that Boxer can do stuff in. Using the walk speed of the character to just waltz in and gets the grab.
So confident with this play. Finds a hit to put him in the corner. The shoulders, the counter hit again. This'll do it. Now Rob TV on game point. I'm sorry. Hollywood. Rob TV. Just the confidence that he has when he plays. Can I give y'all a story? Back in the day, this dude wanted to fight Punk in a money match. The Midwest scene, gathered together, and we, gave him some cash to fight Punk, right? He lost horribly. That's just how it be.
Yeah.
Other people would have quit right then and there. They would have become a footnote in history, of Punk's history. But Rob TV is carving out his own path. Game point, winner side. This is the work. This is the result of work. This is the result of, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to stay with it. Same with Brian F. He's not down just out just yet.
Oh, Rob has absolutely carved the Grand Canyon through this. He thought he was ready there. He thought he had the reaction. But again, he's not lost a single game. I just want to remind everybody. He's sitting here on tournament game without having lost a single one yet.
Nice. So I still hit the light. That's smart stuff right here. Runs the shoulder. Brian taking back his turn. A light touch. Sweep off the feet, though. Double time to activate. Caught up in the corner. This time the V reversal, though, from Brian F., which he does on defense. Finding some offense.
Okay, offensive reversal. Nice, he'll take the trade, of course.
Looking a lot more solid is Brian F. And some of this is from the view reversal situations right here. And checking Rob TV's approach to the dash, but did the beast go raw? You gotta cook that, my friend.
Yeah, somebody with props reaction is not going to let that go away too much. We did see it happen once. Now, though, the penalty for having done that V-skill is one more mix-up into that right there, into one more mix-up to be at Rob's tournament point. He found it, folks! It's one round away here for Rob TV.
Tournament CPT point for Rob TV. Extra dash in is Brian F. with the EX. Taking to the corner, though. I like that. Checking these dashes. You gotta dissuade this confident play from Rob TV. You got to put the doubt in his mind that things are not fine.
It's a cage at least here for Brian. Rare miss from Rob a couple of times. Not gonna happen again. Not two in a row.
Oh, the cross side switch though. Oh, misses it.
He got ahead of himself. Brian caught it.
B shifts, the heavy kick, activation. But you can't delay the inevitable, baby. We see it time and time again from Karen players.
Look at that gray life up there. Brian just wants to take attacks of a single short or a single jab. Anything's going to be for a couple hundred. Instead, Rob finds it.
The challenge, though, gets a knockdown. One good sequence right here from Rob TV. We'll take it. Look at the overhead. Careful. That's super slow. We've seen it move with punish. EX connects, and you see this as Rob TV. Hollywood Rob TV showing you how it's done. We'll take the Midwest spot. Hollywood Rob TV, baby. Let's go, Hollywood.
What else would it be but him feeling like he had as much control as he did to get the EX dash? And that's the only EX dash we saw. They played 6 games in winners, finals, and then in grand finals. The only EX dash in the grab that we saw the whole time was at the very end when he felt confident, when Brian was too flummoxed to react in time. That was the only time. Other than that, it was Rob TV with fantastic neutral, with the fantastic reactions, with the execution being on point, with his pressure being on point. When he was knocked down, that man was teching throws. He was V-shifting out of bad situations back to neutral, where, again, he had a ton of control. Hats off to Rob TV. He didn't lose a single game going throughout this entire event all the way through to qualify for Capcom Cup.
Man, can I get a little biased? Y'all can't say nothing about Rob not being nice. Coming through not losing any games, he says it's not about the content. It's about making a statement. And he is not only going to be giving you some more great, CPT, interviews and stuff like that, with the salty Brian on the side, of course.
I'm sure.
But solidifying a spot in Capcom Cup, representing the mid-best, baby. Mid-best, because that's how we do it out here.
Well, seriously, the way that Rob played, I could believe it. That's the play of somebody who is absolutely at world-class level.
That's true.
All the things he had going on, that man is definitely a contender. When Capcom Cup finally comes around, right, we got the whole CPT season. It's going to last into next year. When it finally does come around, he's going to be a big threat based on the way that he just played.
We got to calm down. And I know that y'all, are hungry for some action, hungry to play your way too. Y'all want to make a statement too. Remember, there's the PlayStation tournaments that you guys can sign up. You can do, sign up down here. You see the URL. Let me see if you think he's as nice as Rob. Let me see it in the Evo tournaments coming up. Some preliminary to get ready. And I can barely talk right now. I'm feeling unusual. So when we come back from break, I think we're going to actually get a chance to talk to Hollywood, Rob TV. Stick with us.
You shouldn't only admire my work, but also concentrate a little more on your lessons, Mana. For you. You must be careful. Messi watch. Soul satellite. What's the meaning of fate? You shall know. You should try to learn to use your power a little better.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Mid-Best Top 8. We have just finished up, and wouldn't you know it, Hollywood, Rob TV, has taken the entire tournament without dropping a game.
Yeah, it's true. He really played amazingly well. You got to say it. We can take a look at the bracket here. His run in, not just in top 8, right? That's not just what we're talking about. We're not, as you'll see, just talking about the fact that there's a big old 0 on the sides of him in this top 16 and then top 8 as we'll take a look at that.
Yeah.
It's even in pools. He didn't lose a game. But yeah, let's talk about this again, right? Let's talk about these top 16 matches. A lot of these, I think, at the beginning here, as we saw yesterday, were continuing to figure out sort of what the difference in levels are. Obviously, all these players are quite good.
Yeah.
But ultimately, once we got into the winners finals, it seemed like maybe there was a differentiation, maybe you might say. That Brutus versus Dat Vip match was really good, though. Got to say that.
A lot of great matches. I mean, even the runs of the other players. You know, we look at Brutus's run. Fantastic. A lot of comebacks from Justa. Even Brian F. coming back from the loser side to try to get that rematch was great, too. And a lot of the matches that we've seen, if not every damn match that we've seen, shows you the potential of all these Midwestern players, inclusive to Midwestern and friends that have been in this bracket right here. We even take a look at the Joe Uwe Rogans and things like that, the Kendrickses who are showing out that are new, Destructive coming through in the top 16 and 2 as well. Ramsey's a name that people have maybe heard as random high fives. Have been doing work at NLBC. Dual Kevin, of course, Joey Magnegro, all these players too. Even the loser side of things, even though they're not in the didn't make it to the top 8, have been doing work, been super solid in tournament after tournament. This shows you the potential of the Midwest, and I feel like even in the next tournament that we get for the Midwest is going to be even more fire. Hell, the next local, people are going to be so far like, yo, I got top 16, or I could have got top 16. Like, this could have been me.
It was really cool to watch a lot of these players. Many of them, obviously, I've known for a long time. Others, I was watching for the first time yesterday. And that was super, super cool. This top 16 was great. You guys watched this top 8. Here's a brief recap. Yes, 0-3-0-3 in winter semifinals. Look at that loser side, though. Folks, if you hadn't watched that, if you're joining us late here, please check the archives.
Please.
Some of those matches were some of my favorites in recent times. Kendricks versus Brutus, amazing match. Right down to the wire. Justa versus Brutus, also fantastic. All of those, honestly, please check them out. That's 7th places for Kendricks and for Underscore. 5th places for Brutus and Dat Vip. 4th place, Joey. 3rd place, Justa, as you just saw Brian F. 2nd place. 1st place overall, Rob TV. And it sounds like we got him on the line. Let's talk with Rob TV about this big victory. What's going on? I see we're talking to Hollywood, Rob TV. I see we're talking to Hollywood right now. What time is it out there, baby?
You know what time it is. It's time for me to deliver a message to the people. Okay?
Talk to me.
Because I'm aware that I'm a pretty entertaining guy. You know, I talk my trash and all that. And for a few people, that may rub them the wrong way. But regardless, there's one thing that you have to respect, baby. And you know what that is? That is results, St. Cola and Ultra David. When I came into this tournament, you know, I pretty much had no nerves whatsoever because I am Hollywood. Rob TV. You know, so with that being the case, I came through, I smoked everybody, and then in top 16, they tell me, Rob, do you have a comment to make? I said, yo, this Mad Gear guy, who is this guy? You know, I let you guys know. I said, hey, this is more of an autograph signing than the match. And what happened, now that we're a day later, he didn't put up his little signed t-shirt on eBay. It's going for at least $5,000. So don't ask me for another autograph. Then we go into top 8. I run into that who I don't even remember how to say his name, the Cammy guy. I run into him. I say, I'm speaking for myself in the whole chat when I say, who the hell is that, whatever the other part is. You know, a lot of people just say, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to get in some good games, so on and so forth. Not Big Hollywood. These guys were scared because they feel like they're going to put themselves on a, I seen some of you guys in the chat. Some of y'all are still in there right now. I see you in the chat. Rob better not lose now. Rob, do you think I give a damn? Look at my eyes. Do you know who I am? That's a trick question. How could you not know Hollywood Rob TV? But yeah, do you guys have any questions? You know, I hope that you guys enjoyed the festivities.
No, not at all. I actually was, I moved my mic outside of my mouth. I thought you were just going to keep talking. You got more? You definitely got more. You can keep talking.
Okay, yeah. So there's actually one thing. So if we're done with the Hollywood, I had to address the Hollywood stuff at first, but you know.
Oh, do we get to talk to Robert too? Hey,
the real one?
You get to talk to Robert.
Can we talk to Robert? Oh,
all right.
all right, cool.
Is Robert in this room with us?
Okay,
Is
good.
Robert in this room with us?
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, congrats to Hollywood, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
But to Robert, I want to say
couldn't do it without
congratulations.
Yo,
Congratulations.
David,
you played super well. Talk to me about the kind of preparation that it takes to get through these players without, again, losing a single game. What did that kind of process entail for you? I'm not talking about in how did you get started. I want to know, like, the last week, what did you do to prepare for all of this?
You know, one of the biggest things that I want to address, and I hope that, like, I know I just talked all that trash and everything, but I do hope that
it wasn't you. No, it wasn't you. That was
somebody else.
That wasn't even me. That wasn't me.
That was the guy who had the shades on. I don't know.
I do hope that, like, this could get through to some people and help them out. A lot of times, because of my personality, like, I am like a naturally more loud guy, boisterous type of guy or whatever. But like, I enjoy talking trash, popping off, things of that nature, but I never mean it in a malicious way, right? 99% of the time, at least. So, but with all of that, I have accrue, I guess, some haters, some negativity, even from people who act like they're friends of mine and so on and so forth, just certain select few people. And for some time, I got to the point where I wanted to prove them wrong and so on and so forth. I wanted to, you know, show them X, Y, Z, right? And a big thing that changed for me recently, winning NLBC, now winning this without dropping the game, is that I stopped caring about that stuff. And that's no BS. My focus completely shifted away from any negativity, any haters or anything like that. I just played my game and played it for myself and my family and friends and the entourage. Of course, shout out to all you guys. That's my subscribers, by the way. If you're not already, make sure you guys check out the Twitch channel, Raw TV Live. But it sounds cliche and mushy, man, but honestly, when I stopped caring about proving someone wrong and all that, I started playing a whole lot better. And this is the fruits of that label.
Do you feel like then that it's primarily about your mental state rather than, you know, finding some new in-game solution, some new tech against a character, some new understanding of how an opponent plays? Was that primarily internal in your mind?
So a big thing that happened, so I'm sure you guys remember that I had moved in with Knuckle at some point. And I live, you know, I'm at my own house, you know, now, me and my girl. But I learned something so important down there. Like, when I was with Dew and, you know, shout out to my bro and all that, and, you know, talking to these guys, I'm like, man, I felt like I actually regressed a bit skill-wise, believe it or not. When I left, which, you know, I've been home for like over a year now, and I was just on my own, I noticed that, like, I played a lot better. I just trusted my own thoughts. So I came to the point where I realized that, like, yo, you can't, what someone else does that makes them successful is not going to work for you because you guys have different fingerprints. So when everyone thinks that, like, oh, if only I could play against, you know, Big Hollywood and have these conversations, if only I could play against, you know, whoever, Taquitos, so on and so forth, or if I got a conversation with them, that's not to say that there's nothing that people can do to help you, because there is. But in general, like, the biggest thing I would say that I've changed is, like, thinking completely for myself and not making any excuses, you know, feeling like every loss is actually my fault. Saint, I heard you bring that up earlier on commentary. Appreciate you, brother. And, you know, this is the, you know, the result of that pretty much.
You know, I could ask a million questions. I could, you know, say this and that. I want to address you personally. I am so proud of you right now. Like, man, on some real stuff, bro. I am so proud of your journey. People do not understand how much you went through. I told people what you did to get cash to play Punk, to see the person that you've become as a player, to see that energy. That is a path. Maybe people can't take that exact path that you've traveled, but to know that you can do it out here, that you are an example that it can be done, that if you work hard, if you apply yourself in multiple avenues, you can get the job done. And I remember when you had that shirt, the Hollywood on your back. It was just like,
you're free, bro. Yeah, my first ever major I ever went to, I had this red T-shirt, and I custom made it, and it said "You're free" on the front. It said "Raw TV" on the back and everything, bro. And I thought I was about to be the coldest dude in the world. Man, I got smashed, bro. I got completely destroyed, but I kept that same energy, though, you know, in the end of the day. So.
But you refined it in the right way, though. And, like, on some real stuff, I know, you know, this is, you know, I'm going to ask you questions and stuff like that, but I'm super proud of you. I'm proud of the Midwest. I'm proud of what this representative we're going to have for CPT for the finals. And
I'm proud of you too, Saint.
Stop.
Hey,
okay, stop.
hey.
Stop.
I know. Look,
stop.
I know it's not supposed to be about the commentator and stuff, man. But I'm putting that out there on officially, bro. Like, straight up.
I appreciate you, bro.
I agree with both of you guys. Yeah, for sure. Talk to me about the region. Talk to me about the CPT Midwest. You guys were introducing it a little bit both yesterday and today. But talk to me more, especially after having seen how this top 8 went, how close the loser side matches were.
Oh my
Extremely
goodness.
close. Yeah, talk to me about the skill level, the talent that is in this region.
Okay, so some people might be mad or whatever, but I don't care. I'm just putting out this, like, in my honest opinion. Like, going into this tournament, I genuinely felt that the strongest player in this region was me. And then that the second strongest player was Brian. And then it's more muffled from that point. Like, you got Dual Kevin, you got Joey, just a kid who's Rashid. Surprised me. I was mad that he beat Rashid. But as far as our region as a whole, man, like, I really think that we are extremely gritty, extremely in your face, you know, like all of the trash talking and whatnot. And I already know, like, I haven't been on social media. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. After I won, I ran in there with my girl yelling and stuff, and I dropped a couple tears. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. And I know that there's some other people in the Midwest for sure who probably had that exact same emotion from seeing me win. And if it wasn't me, if it was just a kid, if it was Brian, if it was Kev, anyone pretty much, then you are gonna see a big family-esque, you know, response to it. So I think that we're an extremely tight-knit community because, you know, I know some people just hate for us to bring up that we were an underdog region and so on and so forth earlier on the Street Fighter 5. People hate it. It's the same old song it is. But at the end of the day, I can't change the story from what it was, you know? Not like anyone was out to get us or anything. It just, we weren't really popping like that. Yeah. So without having that type of eyeballs on us, man, like we had to drive. We were driving 5 to 7 hours all the time to go to, mix up monthlies and stuff, the Red Bull Proving Grounds, you know, things of that nature. Godlike Saturdays, even some of these things don't even exist anymore. And we were pretty much all we had. So naturally we had tight bonds and, you know, it materialized in, I think, one of the most hyped scenes. Yo, Capcom, good job having the CPT Midwest. Chat, am I lying? Was this event extremely hyped, bro? I'm not being biased about me winning. I'm saying in general. I think I heard David say that every match in losers was 3-2 or something like that, bro.
Yeah, every single one was 2-3 up until the losers finals, and some of those matches were my favorites of recent times. Honestly, super close. Please check them out if you haven't. If you came into this slate and you didn't see some of those, you really should go back and check them out. Awesome top 8 today. You have been killing it lately. Best of luck at Capcom Cup. That's quite a ways off from now. That's right. That's a sentence that you can say.
You in there.
Good luck at Capcom Cup,
You're
buddy.
in there, Rob.
Good luck.
Let's go, Rob TV. Yo, let's go, Hollywood. Let's go, baby. Been watching you come up, man. Been watching you come up, baby.
I appreciate
I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate that, fellas.
For sure, dude. What's going to be your game plan between now and then? It's not for a while. It's about half a year from now. What's your game plan?
Well, a lot of stuff changes now for me, bro. Like, this just frees me up mentally. So I expect to be a lot more creative on the content side of things. And, you know, I'm so glad I don't got to play in that next CPT. I'm not going to lie. These dudes are doing their thing, man.
They're going to be hungry.
Yeah, hungry, but not hungry. H-O-N-E, agree. You know, so I'm cool on that. As far as prep, I think one of the most important things is the fact that I'm going into this tournament and my mindset is that I'm supposed to beat every single person that I play. I bring this up a lot, man. Like, I really think that, my guy Duke can tell you guys about this, right? Like, I noticed when I got to the FGC that there was a lot of players who are like good players and are like B+ type players, but which is impressive, but they've been that for long before I got to the FGC, you know what I mean? And then, like, for some reason, there's always a difference between those guys and the Daigos and Taquitos and so on and so forth forever. Like, and my number one thing I told myself is that I won't be that. You know, I feel like some people maybe just get used to losing. Like when a boxer gets their first knockout or they just know this person's supposed to beat them. I have none of that in my heart. You know what I mean? Not at all. So as far as my prep, I mean, I'm going to prep for it the same way that I did for this pretty much, but just even more in depth because I have more time. But I'm fully expecting to perform well. And I know that there's a whole lot of people in the Midwest and just in the world in general, I guess at this point, who's going to be cheering me on for it.
I'll definitely be there cheering you on. So many people that you have inspired, that you have risen up in your Hollywood status, in your entourage, my brother. You know, I'm super excited, and I do think you're going to do work. Like, I know you don't care about other people's opinions. I know you're going to do work. You didn't do this for free, bro. You came through and you did that work. You did the 9 to 5 plus overtime. You're in Capcom Cup Finals next year. I hope I'm on the comps for that one. I'm going to be mad biased. Sorry, Capcom, you have to hold that one. I'm going to say it. I'm going to be mad biased, too. But again, thank you again, Rob, man. Go on, celebrate with your girl, you know. Tell her to say hello. Go ahead, do that victory lap that I know you want to do. Go ahead, talk your mess up on Twitter, baby. Go make that content. Go ahead, make that content. And we'll see you next time, boo.
Appreciate you, Zach.
Yo, plug yourself. Where can people follow you?
What's going on?
Okay, yo, first, I know I talk a lot. There's one cliche thing real quick, bro. As far as this whole FGC stuff as a whole, like right now, my skill is getting to a whole nother level. And then, of course, the media stuff, like No Neutral. Make sure you guys watch No Neutral. And much love to my guy, Brian F. But as far as even pursuing this stuff in the first place, everybody's like, oh, FGC poverty, blah, blah, XYZ. Like, just critiquing me and criticizing me and a lot of people for trying to go and pursue their passion and something that they actually want to do. Because there's opportunity cost to everything, right? And, yo, you could be doing this and that instead. So hopefully the success that I'm currently seeing in a lot of different avenues with the FGC, and God willing, they'll continue, it's up to you guys, can inspire some other people to know that whatever it is that you're doing, bro, it don't matter, again, what a hater got to say, that negativity, all of that, bro, you can definitely do that stuff, man. It's like right now I'm actually, it's fucking, oh, I should swear. It's freaking it's corny, but I'm living my dream right now, and I really mean that. So, but make sure you guys check me out, Twitter at RobTV, but it's TEEVEE on there, Twitch, RobTV Live, YouTube, RobTV Gaming, and of course, check out No Neutral on Capcom Fighters, any channel.
You heard him, people. Get him there, and if you don't, he'll find out. Rob, go ahead and celebrate. Thank you for coming through, and thank you for showing the Midwest what it do, dog. All right?
Much love. Much love.
Much love to you too, bro.
Good night, dude. That was great. Yeah, I'm glad that we got to talk to Robert as well.
Robert and Hollywood at the same time.
Yeah.
Both 2 in the room.
One,
yeah.
Sick. Again, hats off and congrats to him. You could see the preparation for sure. You could see the training pay off, and that mindset he uses, I think, is different than a lot of people's mindsets. A lot of people will come into situations not trying to feel that pressure.
Right.
For him, it's the opposite. He wants to put the pressure on himself. Maybe not even wants to. He puts pressure on himself. And rather than reacting to that in a way that makes him fold, that helps him rise up. Whatever you got to do in your brain to figure out what it is that makes you play the best, that's what you got to do. And Rob has absolutely found that for himself, and you could see the payoff. You can see how good he is when he finds that payoff.
That means you can do it. And that means also, if you look at what has happened and has occurred in this CPT right here, regional event, that the Midwest has the potential. They have the ability. We have top players. We just need that push. Rob TV may have started that. The next Midwest CPT is going to be absolutely flames and fire for that reason. But the next one coming up on the dot, we'll have to see here. In terms of the CPT, I believe is what?
We're going to have a little bit of a break. But then China comes to play July 10th and 11th. So that's a few weeks from now. You know, there's a ton of good players out there, that's for sure. We don't get to see them super often outside of China, but when they play, when they have big tournaments, some of them obviously have been people who have traveled among the most of any player in the world. That's always one of my favorites to watch. So check that out, July 10th and 11th. That's going to be at 2 in the morning our time, but good luck to everybody else in the world.
Yeah, you'll definitely wake up and remember that the registration period for NA East is going to end the 24th as well. Registration period for China will end in that area of the June 10th. So make sure y'all come through to sign up and come correct. I can't wait to see. I'll be awake for the action for China, to be honest. They have some great players out there. NA East, of course, I'll be around to watch that one too.
Definitely.
Next 2 events on the board, and we're going to have even more great CPT action throughout the year, people. This is just a precursor for the Midwest to show you just an appetizer, because the next one's going to be even more impressive. I bet. The fire, the flames, the light. But all right, it's been long. David, you've been fantastic helping me commentate my favorite region. You know, I'm biased.
Of course.
This is where I live, baby.
Yeah.
But I want to give a shout out to also to Capcom. Let me come through on this one to start my season off right like this. Shout out to the production crew running it out here. Absolute fire. And for me to be able to move around to not have to commentate in my closet, in my tiny little closet. And Odin, I love my big boy Bullmastiff, but he's knocking down everything. It's good to be out here. So thank you for flying me out here. Thank you for the people that are watching, all the players that came through, the Midwest Plus friends, showing the scene what it do. And it's been great.
Thanks a lot, everybody. It's been a blast. Have a good night.